Okay, so we are officially 6 weeks, or no, we're 5 weeks in. We're on the sixth week right now of the war on Iran, the illegal and offensive war on Iran. America continues to show its ass. Israel continues to carpet bomb multiple different fronts. They're fighting a multi front war. They're spreading themselves awfully fucking thin. They're carpet bombing southern Lebanon. They're trying to take uh, territory in southern Lebanon. They're still bombing Gaza, and then they're fucking doing pogroms in the fucking West Bank, and it's fucking disgusting. And then they're also trying to fight this war with Iran, carpet bombing Iran on the fucking regular, and it's just fucking insane. And there's little to no end, like there's no end in sight here. Like where's the off ramp, and what is the goal really? Because from what I can tell, the only goal that Israel has is to turn Iran into a failed state. Guess what? They're failing miserably at that. They're actually everything to do with this war has actually made Iran kind of stronger. The population is a lot more patriotic now as they've been carpet bombed relentlessly by Israel and America. They're a lot more anti-American now. They successfully have turned the large swaths of the population to be anti-American now, and it's all their own doing. The sanctions on Iranian oil have been lifted, so they're making a lot more money on these inflated oil prices, and then they're also taxing, basically charging a toll fee to anybody who wants to go through the Strait of Hormuz, and there's no end in sight to that. So is that just how the world works now? So that everybody has to pay a fee to the Iranians? If you want to make Iran a failed state, you're doing the exact opposite of what you should do. Like it's everything about this is so fucking idiotic. Like it's just the brash brazenness of just like, oh, just bomb everything, bomb everything, bomb everything. Like with no fucking goal, no plans, nothing. Like no logic. It's all just like destruction and death. That is all BB and Trump want. It's like absolutely fucking insane. And meanwhile, Iran has been able to fucking decimate American bases, American planes, American fucking embassies all throughout the fucking region, are bombing Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Kuwait relentlessly, Israel relentlessly. Israel has been getting bombed relentlessly for like 5 weeks now. Fucking insane. But I mean, large majority of Israel still supports the war, so don't don't cry for Argentina. Jesus fucking Christ. Or the other Argentina with fucking Javier Milei. I, sorry, bag. Sorry, sorry, I'm gay. Anyways, not the point. Serious. So the Daily Beast is reporting about this downed airman that was rescued from Iran. This happened over the weekend. There was two fighter jets within Iranian airspace, which in the middle of a war, you're kind of just asking to be shot down. Pretty stupid. I mean, we have been told that these F-15s can be like, should be able to maneuver and dodge these attacks, but they're not. And mind you, these F-15s, the cheapest ones, cost $30 million in the 90s, which translates to like, I think the conversion is like 60 million now. So it's $60 million was was shot down twice. There were two of them were shot down, and one soldier was missing for 24 hours or something. And they tried to hide this information. It only got out by leak, and Trump is now threatening the journalist who actually received the leak, trying to punish the source, which is just fucking insane. But there's aspects of this story that I don't know. there's a lot. It's a very confusing story, and I don't even really want to give it the light of day because I don't really trust a lot coming out of this government, and they have been trying to hide everything and lie about like all like everything. We've caught like the media has caught them lying multiple fucking times, blatantly, and they have been trying to minimize the amount of casualties, the amount of deaths. It's fucking insane. And this story, I guess they had to like they showed up with a bigger refueling plane, and then they couldn't get that refueling plane out because they tried to like first they tried helicopters, couldn't get the helicopters out, and then they had this big refueling plane, and then because they couldn't get the refueling plane out, so they had to blow it up, and then like they blew up their own plane. I don't know. And then I don't know. It's a whole. It seems. It feels like here's your little present wrapped up in a nice little bow. Media. Here you go. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But what we do know to be true is that U.S. drones were in the area and shot and murdered any male of military age that came within 3 kilometers of, sorry, 6 miles of the soldier. So within, if you just walk, you were just walking, trying to escape the carpet bombing that was going on in your country. If you just walked within 6 miles of this man, you got shot down by drones. You just got mowed. Doesn't matter if you were military or not. As long if you're military age, you're getting mowed down. Just a fuck like barbarians. Like I don't. How do you not see this as barbarism? And the New York Times had the gall to be like, the Iranians are escalated by shooting down this F-15s. The fuck they did. Why the fuck are the F-15s in Iranian airspace? You dumb fucks. If Iranian fighter jets were flying over American airspace, do you really think we would think it's an escalation because America shot it down? They were defending themselves. The fighter jets within their airspace? Oh, right. The ones that were bombing them, killing their civilians, fighting the war against them. In my books, it's an escalation to send your fucking fighter jets into their airspace. That's the escalation. But no, the New York Times wants to tell you that the Iranians escalated by shooting them down. The fuck? Like, the absolute just. I'm not going into this fucking story fully because, like, we'll see. We'll see what else comes out. But what I will go into is fucking Polymarket. Of course they did, because of course they did. They have been criticized over disgusting bets on fate of pilots on US jet shot by Iran. So the betting market, Polymarket, said or had a bet on their platform that was saying, betting on whether or not the gunned down US soldier would be saved or not, and when they would be saved, or if they would be captured by Iranian forces. And honestly, look, at this point, we should not be shocked because nobody has ever tried to put any legislation into place to actually regulate these fucking betting markets. They just fucking skate by with the most disgusting fucking insider trading happening on them, the most disgusting fucking bets, even the predatory nature of gambling and betting and this fucking prediction market. Like, these are not, it's not a prediction market. It's a gambling service where you can bet on the most depraved fucking things on the earth or take the most depraved bets ever. Is it going to rain on Thursday? Let's go bet on it on Polymarket. What the fuck? Seek help. Go to GA, Gambling Anonymous. Like, seriously, that there has been little to no legislation trying to actually put some control on these markets or get rid of them. And it is one of the most predatory vices that exists. And it is like literally the highest rate of suicide of addiction, of any addiction, which is an insane statement. There is no reason that we should be taking bets on all of this fucking shit, just the regular fucking shit that also can be manipulated all the fucking time. Is there going to be a streaker at the fucking Super Bowl? Well, if I bet $1 million and then go streak at the Super Bowl, I'm getting my fucking money. Like, all of these things can be manipulated so fucking easily. Look at how sports have been manipulated. Jesus Christ. Have you ever heard of Michael Jordan? Never mind. So of course they fucking had these fucking bets open on whether or not this stranded soldier would be rescued or not. Because who has ever told them to, like, they can't? They had bets open on whether or not a genocide in Gaza would be declared. They had bets open on whether or not a famine would be declared in 2025 in Gaza. Which, yes, it was. People cashing on that bet. There are so many things going on these platforms. Kalshi, Polymarket. They're absolutely depraved. These craven fucking... I don't even know what to fucking call them. Predators are fucking... Like, gambling services are so fucking sinister. And they have no fucking place in politics. And they have no fucking place... They don't have any fucking place in the world. They should not fucking exist. It's not something that should ever fucking existed. Let's mainstream gambling addiction. The fuck are we doing? Just absolutely fucking disgusting. Like, there's no... And a federal lawmaker, Seth Moulton, a Massachusetts Democrat representative who earned blah, 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 described it as disgusting because he had served in the military. But why did it take you so long to speak up? Because they've been taking bets like this forever. Like, since the inception. They've always taken disgusting, depraved bets like these. There's little to no regulation. And the people running these things don't fucking care. And guess what? Guess who's on the fucking board? Donald Trump Jr. I've done a video on it. He's on the board of Kalshi and Polymarket, and he's bought into one of them. It's absolutely fucking insane. Here we are, the fucking Fox News screaming about a fucking laptop. Hunter Biden's paintings. God. Jesus Christ. Loons. So Trump threatens to jail journalist to find source of second missing airman report. So, before the U.S. like CENTCOM or the White House or any official actually told the public that two fighter jets were shot down and one U.S. airman was missing. Before that, they had actually told the public. A reporter was able to get the story from a leaker and told the public. So, just goes to show they're not showing and telling us everything. They're not being totally upfront. The public deserves to know if one of their countrymen is stranded in enemy territory after being shot down. They deserve to know. That's just like they do. That's simple fact. And US officials were not telling the public. So the media had to do their job and get the story out. Now, Trump is threatening not only the person who leaked it, but the journalist who reported on the fucking story. Trump threatens to jail journalist to find source of second missing airman report. Trump targets media to find leaker who revealed that a U.S. airman was missing after being shot down by Iranian forces. Just absolutely fucking disgusting. This man has no respect for free speech. This is absolutely disgusting. This has been going, I mean, like the attacks on the media and the press have been going on for years. I mean, fake news. That's been going on for what, 10 plus years now? That's been a way to discredit the media for years. And it's in his second term, he's been cooking with fucking gas. He arrested Don Lemon, who was also protected by free speech. Freedom of the press is within free speech. The attacks on Colbert, the attacks on Kimmel, and they're not even fucking journalists, they're just fucking comedians. He has such thin fucking skin that he can't fucking take any fucking jokes about him. The list goes on and on. There was multiple journalists arrested with Don Lemon. Like, this is the person who was supposed to be like a bastion of fucking free speech. Bullshit. Donald Trump threatened to jail a journalist or journalists who reported that a second U.S. airman was missing after being shot down by Iran on Friday in an effort to identify their source. And there's a video here.
They basically said that we have one and there's somebody missing. Well, they didn't know there was somebody missing until this leaker gave the information. So whoever it was, we think we'll be able to find it out because we're going to go to the media company that released it and we're going to say, national security, give it up or go to jail. And we know who, and you know who we're talking about. Because something.
Just a blatant trampling on free speech. Just like a humongous fuck you to the Constitution. This motherfucker has been taking his micro penis out and pissing on the Constitution and then stomping all over it. Every single day of his second term. He is an absolute fucking authoritarian dictatorial nightmare. Narcissistic piece of shit. Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck is wrong? Like, I seriously, like, go to the press, the outlet, and say, put up or shut up? National security? That's not how the press works. The press is actually protected. Sources of the press are protected. If you're unaware of how the Constitution works, look it up. They are protected within free speech. Freedom of the press is a pillar of free speech. This is how democracy works. But the problem is this motherfucker doesn't want democracy. This bitch-ass, fat-ass, Henkel motherfucker doesn't want a democracy where everybody has a voice, everybody has a vote. He wants to be a dictator, a fascist, authoritarian dictator.
Things you can't do, because when they did that, all of a sudden, the entire country of Iran knew that there was a pilot that was somewhere on their land that was.
They know. Want to know how? Because when they shot that jet down, they were able to see it. And then when it went down, they were able to see where it went. Do you think I'm fucking stupid? I'm so fucking tired of this bullshit. What the fuck are you talking about? They knew. They shot them down. Do you think they just fell this guy on their own? What? This fucking peon. Like, he is so fucking stupid. This low IQ bitch. I hate him. Jesus fuck. During his second administration, Trump has ratcheted up his efforts to target media companies that have published reporting he dislikes, regularly threatening lawsuits and restricting access. In January, a Washington Post reporter's home was raided by the FBI. The reporter, Hannah Nathanson, had aggressively covered Trump's oversight of federal agencies, generating more than 1,000 anonymous government sources that contributed to her reporting. The case is still playing out in a Virginia court, which is another just blatant trampling of the Constitution. Like, carrying out a fucking search warrant and a fucking raid on a journalist is the fact that that is not being talked about more is just absolutely insane. It just goes to show how insane of times we're living in. But that should be a 5-alarm fire. A fucking journalist had their home raided. A search warrant was carried out on a journalist. Don Lemon and other journalists were put in jail overnight and are still facing charges. Like, this is absolutely fucking insane. Like, God. Seth Stern, a chief of advocacy at the Freedom of the Press Foundation, said journalists don't work for the government and the right to publish government leaks is protected by the First Amendment, which, despite Trump's efforts, remains the law of the land and does not disappear whenever the words national security are uttered. To the extent that the government is allowed to withhold information, it's up to the government to keep its secrets, not journalists. And not only journalists are protected, but their sources are also protected. If you can find out who leaked internally, that's up on you. But you, like, they cannot be forced to give up their source. I don't believe, like, that's not a thing that can happen. So you can't just be like, oh, national security, you have to tell us. That's not a like you said, that's not a fucking thing. Fucking Christ. Okay, so Trump has been threatening the power plants, the desalination plants, the infrastructure, bridges. I mean, he has bombed a ton of bridges already, which is a war crime. Bombing civilian infrastructure like that, it is a blatant war crime. I don't know why we still have these debates of, is this a war crime? Would this be a war crime? When it's pretty clear, you just read what the crime is, what the law says is a crime, and then you go look at the behavior, the action, you're like, wow, that matches up. Simple, pretty easy. But Trump has stayed fucking threatening them. And oh my God, he gave like a 48-hour ultimatum to Iran, open the Strait of Hormuz, or I'm going to obliterate your nuclear power plants. And then he gave them, at the end of that 48-hour period, he gave them another 5 days. At the end of that 5 days, he gave them 10 days. And I believe the 10 days is over tomorrow. Or did he extend it until tomorrow? Either way, it's until tomorrow at 8 p.m. So, and today is April 6th. So we shall see. I don't believe he's going to attack them in the middle of the week when the markets are open. I just don't believe that. If we are taking any of his past actions into account and using that as a pattern of behavior for his future actions, then he most likely is not going to attack anything during the week. Most of the attacks done by the U.S. have all been done over the weekends when the markets are closed. So we shall see what happens tomorrow. He would look super fucking weak. I mean, if he's already looked super fucking weak. Every single fucking move he makes America look fucking weak as shit. A paper tiger, just showing their ass, getting their ass handed to them by this fucking small country in comparison to America. This non-global superpower, this non-empire. Anyways, along with all of his like threats and everything, he's been threatening the power plants. That's been one of the things he's been threatening a lot. And he has named Boucher by name. He has mentioned basically all the biggest power plants, and not only that, he has, like I said, mentioned Boucher by name, but the biggest power plant in Iran is the Boucher power plant. The Boucher power plant is a nuclear power plant. I've done videos on this already when he started threatening this, because if this were to happen, it would basically be a mini, not mini, depending on what is attacked and what is blown up and what is damaged, it would be a Chernobyl type event. And it would be a absolute disaster. And this is an Al Jazeera article that goes into it and actually goes over what would happen if Boucher were attacked. And it's not fucking good. I mean, they just started a commission to clean up Chernobyl 10 years ago, and they said it's going to take like 50 years to actually get it back to a normal level of radiation and all that kind of thing. 50 years it's going to take. It's already been 40. Iran is on the water, like it's on the sea. This is it would be a disaster. Thousands of people got cancer from Chernobyl just being in the surrounding areas. The level of just catastrophic conditions that would be produced by an attack on Boucher, a full blown attack on Boucher, like that, it would just be. I struggle to even verbalize how terrible this would and could be, and he keeps on threatening it like it's just another military base. It is a big fucking deal. Iranian officials say Boucher has now been attacked 4 times in the course of the US-Israel war on Iran. That's separate from an initial strike on February 28th, when the US and Israel first launched attacks, sparking off the war. Strikes hit Boucher city a few hundred meters from the plant. A strike on a nuclear reactor or storage pools for used fuel would cause the release of radiological particles, specifically the hazardous isotopes cesium-137, into the atmosphere. These can spread far beyond the release point by wind and water, and can contaminate food, soil, or drinking water sources for decades. Close exposure to such material would burn the skin and increase cancer risks. And Donald Trump is just threatening to blow this power plant up like it's nothing. And not only would it be like such a fucking huge disaster, thousands of people would die or develop condition, some cancer, who knows what type of conditions they could fucking develop in these environments. Like, not only that, Boucher is also Iran's biggest power plant. Large portions of the country would have no power. What are they going to do? What are the hospitals going to do? Like, these are things that directly hitting a plant with tons of nuclear material could result in a very high release of radioactivity, with great consequences beyond Iran's borders. Grossi warned, calling for maximum restraint. That's the IAEA director. A strike on the line supplying electricity to Bashar, which keeps the cooling system operating, could cause a reactor meltdown and trigger a radioactive leak, he said. Evacuation orders would have to be issued within several hundred kilometers of the plant, extending to countries outside Iran. If you're American, a mile is like 1.6 kilometers. So Jesus fucking Christ. He said authorities would also have to administer iodine to those within the area and potentially restrict food supplies due to possible radioactive contamination. Areas beyond the immediate danger zones would then have to be monitored as well for hundreds of kilometers. Fucking Christ. There are also fears that damage at Bushehr could contaminate the waters of the entire Gulf region. Jesus Christ. Radioactive contamination would affect marine life in the area, and the Gulf's shallowness could see the negative effects remain over a long period, research finds. Jesus fucking Christ. It would also affect drinking water supplies. Most Gulf countries lack groundwater and rely heavily on desalination of seawater. But desalination plants are not inherently built to filter radioactive material, and not all plants at the moment have the technologies required. The entire fucking region relies on desalination plants. Like, it's Alan Iyer of the Middle East Institute told Al Jazeera that academic research has shown that the concentration of radioactive material in Bushehr might not be enough to cause Chernobyl level disasters, referencing the 1986 tragedy in then Soviet Ukraine, but more serious is the threat of radioactive material in the water, because once you get an appreciable amount of radioactivity in the water, that precludes desalination. He said, explaining that high radioactive material could halt desalination altogether. So even if, like, it doesn't even matter if they hit the desalination plants when they hit the power plants, because there's still a high possibility that it would be out of commission anyways. And it's not just Iran's desalination plants. Like, it is the entire fucking regions. And then what are they going to do if they don't have water? I'm pretty sure they said they have a couple days worth. Like, they would be fucked. Shit out of luck. Mass refugee crisis. Everybody trying to fucking get out. Like, last year, Qatar's Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman bin Jassim Al Thani, Jesus Christ, long name, revealed in an interview with right-wing U.S. media personality Tucker Carlson that a hit on the plant would affect all of us. Sheikh Mohammed said that Qatar, which is about 190 kilometers, 118 miles south of Iran, had simulated the possible effects of Bushehr attack. Authorities found that the sea would be entirely contaminated, and the country would run out of water in 3 days. No water, no fish, nothing. No life. This is a huge fucking deal. And this is what Donald Trump keeps on fucking threatening. I don't know what, I keep on trying to like bang the drum about this. I don't think a lot of people are even catching on to how big of a fucking disaster this would be. The loss of life, the disaster that it would be for the fucking environment, the disaster that it would be for the region within the quality of life. The amount of people who would develop cancer, the wildlife would pretty much just be dead. The fish breathe through water. Like they can't escape the fucking water. Jesus fucking Christ. It's a fucking shit show. Talks to end Iran war appeared to falter a day before Trump's deadline. Because of course they did. I don't know what the fuck, like, they keep on, Donald Trump keeps on coming out and saying, oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. Oh, we have such a great plan. We're negotiating with Iran. And then Iran will come out like, the fuck we are? The fuck? At this point, Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu opened Pandora's box. And Iran is not going to let you fucking close it. And at this point in time, they are stronger than they were before the war. And you are a lot fucking weaker, showing yourself to be a paper tiger who was not ready to fight this war. Not prepared for 21st century drone warfare at all. And Iran has proven that they are. And they're pretty adept at it. They're very smart. And now they have control of the Strait of Hormuz. And they get to say who comes in, who comes out. And they don't have to let any US ships through. And they can let everybody else through. And they can charge everybody else a toll, making them stronger. Also, American sanctions have been lifted on Iranian oil, making them stronger. Everything you do just makes them stronger. And tomorrow he's probably gonna fucking taco again. Taco Tuesday. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, and it turns out we were correct. There were foreign actors in the protest in Iran creating chaos. We were right. Trump blatantly admitted to it. Trump says US armed Iranian dissidents via Kurds. US armed Iranian dissidents via the Kurds. That's what Trump says. So, Trump says they were arming the protesters. Pro-American protesters. Mossad agents. But, like, really though, we were saying that this is what was happening. And a lot of the crackdown from the Iranian regime was because of people like this who were causing chaos. There was a lot of, most of the protesters, most of the Iranians, I would say 99% of them were peacefully protesting. And it didn't get bad until these people starting riots and fucking shooting up crowds and shooting at fucking police and the military and whatever. And so then the Iranian regime started to crack down. That was used as a justification for this fucking war. It's absolutely fucking insane. This demented old fool is making deathbed confessions at an alarming rate, and nobody can slap some duct tape on that bitch's mouth fast enough. It's absolutely fucking insane. What do you mean you were fucking arming Iranian dissidents? Could you imagine if Iran was arming protesters, was out there sending guns to the No Kings protests? If any foreign nation? Like, the things that America does all over the world would never fly if it was done to them. And that is just the height of narcissism and hypocrisy. So rejoice, everybody. The war in Iran is boosting the profits for oil and defense companies as US gas prices soar. Woohoo! As Americans struggle with rising prices, Lockheed Martin, Shell, and other companies are experiencing gains. Right, because war is profitable for everybody except the working class. Your programs, your social services, they're going to get cut in order to pay for this war. Donald Trump is planning on asking, I believe it's for like $1.5 trillion in this upcoming budget for the Pentagon. Meanwhile, the Pentagon's budget has had money unaccounted for like 7 years, but nobody will do anything about it. Now we can't do daycare, we can't do Medicare because we have to go bomb Iranians. Okay, the fuck? This is just so fucking craven and depraved. Of course, Lockheed Martin and Shell and fucking Raytheon and Boeing and all these fucking bitches are fucking making a fuck ton of money while everybody else is fucking struggling. This is like, we're about to be headed into potentially World War III, a global depression. Everybody is struggling. People can't afford to eat. People can't afford their rent. NASA is like, let's go to the moon. What? What? Let's go to the moon. Let's use a bunch of rocket fuel and go to the moon. Let's burn billions of dollars just to prove we can go fly around a rock. There's 800,000 people sleeping on the street tonight in America. People going bankrupt for healthcare to get their life-saving cancer treatments, bankrupt. Let's go to the moon. It's insane. It's insane. Okay, and you can be like, oh, this has been planned forever. Plans can be canceled. They can also be rescheduled. They can also, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, perfect time. We're about to go into global depression. Let's go to the moon. Okay. Wow. At this point, I'll never be able to buy a home. Like, it's crazy. But at this point, people my age are never going to be able to buy a home. It's just like, okay. Sorry for the tangent. The increase has been a boon for American oil companies, woohoo, whose share prices have soared since the start of the year, even as the overall US stock market has dipped down. Share prices of companies including ExxonMobil, Shell, and Chevron, the usual suspects, have all jumped by over 20% since the start of the year. Good for them. US oil producers could be in for an additional $63 billion in profit as oil has climbed past $100 a barrel, according to a report from the market research firm Rystad Energy. $63 billion. All be like off of thousands of people being bombed, murdered, massacred. Will that weigh on their conscience? No, because their wallet will be full. Okay, so this morning Donald Trump has made the most insane social media post he has ever made in the history of social media. And that is saying something. That's a high bar. He made this insane post threatening Iran. I'll pull it up. I have it right here, actually. He says, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, not true. Where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, not true. They're more radicalized now. Maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. So, there's a multitude of things that this could be hinting at and he could be alluding to here. Obviously, the first thing that we all think of is nukes. You can't take it off the fucking table. Like a whole civilization will die tonight. That's an insane statement. Also constitutes genocide if it is to be acted upon. Like this is I've never heard of a world leader making a statement like this. This is insane. This is the Mad King, and he needs to be taken out. We need Jamie Lannister stat. Come on. Like, it's actually fucking insane. Like, what? And at time of filming right now, it is 3.5 hours before the deadline. And the deadline is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so we shall see what happens. I'm going to make a video later on tonight to follow up on this, but this is just an insane thing. Like, even if it's not a nuke, it could be, what is it called? Moab, the mother of all bombs. He dropped one in his first term, I believe, and it would be a huge destruction as well. I've made multiple videos talking about what would happen if the nuclear power plant in Iran was attacked, which is the biggest power plant in Iran, which he has continuously, consistently threatened to blow up. if he were to do that, it would create a mini Chernobyl type event, and it would most likely be catastrophic not only for the region that within by Bushehr, but Bushehr is on the water. Iran is on the water. The entire sea in the region would be contaminated, making the desalination plants unusable. Like, it would be a fucking disaster. That is one option. He could drop a Moab on Tehran. Who knows? There's a whole range of chemical weapons he could use. There's so many. There's boots on the ground. And there's also the option that he's just trying to extort them and threaten them and try to pressure them into accepting the deal, which they have said, we are not accepting any deals. After this, they came out and said, no, we will not be accepting any talks. We will not be talking with you. But basically saying, like, bring it on. Because what? I, I really hope this is a fucking taco moment. I really fucking hope. I filmed a video last night, and it went up this morning, and I said I don't believe he's going to do anything tonight because by the deadline, because he has extended it like 3 times already, and he hasn't yet to make a big attack or escalation during the week while the markets are open, and it just would be it would be go against his pattern of actions so far. So I kind of doubted it, but at the same time, I wake up to this. Like, what? A whole civilization will die tonight? We have to take the president of the United States seriously, at his word. This is fucking insane. Desperate Trump, 79, threatens to kill entire civilization in an insane last-minute panic. Trump fired off a bloodthirsty threat as his deadline looked destined to pass without a deal being struck. Donald Trump has told Iran its whole civilization will die tonight as Tehran showed no signs of agreeing to the president's demands by his 8 p.m. deadline. Iran is a country of 90 million people. Even if you were to nuke like the capital, Tehran, that's a city of 10 million people. It would be like nuking New York. And not to mention, like, the nuclear radiation from an atomic bomb, that could easily be spread by the wind, the water. Like, the entire region would be at risk. It would be a disaster. There's no coming back from that. And then not only that, you create a permission structure for Kim Jong Un, Xi Jinping, which I don't think he would, but Putin, anybody who has a nuke. What would stop Putin from dropping a nuke on Ukraine? What would stop him? Donald Trump would have just given him a fucking permission structure. What would stop Bibi from dropping a nuke on Lebanon or Gaza? Like, these are things we have to like think about, and these are the repercussions of what dropping a nuke would do. Like, it is a disastrous idea. It would most likely send the world into not only World War III, it'd be nuclear war, nuclear winter. Like, Trump further called on the Iranian people to bring about an end to the conflict he started 5 weeks ago by rising up against their oppressive government. How are they supposed to rise up when, meanwhile, they're getting carpet bombed relentlessly? Like, they keep on saying this. Like, okay, we have to go save them because they were getting killed for protesting. Meanwhile, Americans are getting killed for protesting. Their names are Renee Nicole Good and Alex Preddy. But we had to save the protesters, so let's bomb them all. Like, this makes no fucking sense. The president then ominously warned that we will find out tonight one of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world, before saying, God bless the great people of Iran. You don't even believe in God, you bitch. whom he had just vowed to eradicate. That's another, like, we have to, they were killing protesters. Let's nuke them all. Are you kidding me? Hello? Like, what the fuck? The US hit up to 50 targets on Karg Island, a key oil export hub that processes roughly 90% of the regime's exports, in the hours before Trump's post, as he sought to pile pressure on the regime. That's what, like, there's part of me that's like really, really, like, I don't know if it's just the optimist in me or like what, but I'm really just hoping that he's just like made this post in order to pressure them and he's not going to actually do anything. This is a deadline that he has already extended 10 days and then five, or it was 5 days and then 10 days and then now, like, we have to take him seriously because he's the president of the United States of America, one of the most powerful people in the world. But also, Taco, like, Trump always chickens out. He does all the fucking time. But he's also a warmonger. He started this war with Iran. Like, he has been blowing up bridges, blowing up civilian infrastructure, committing war crimes on the fucking daily. This is not going well for him, not going well for America. They've shown themselves to be a fucking paper tiger. And it's just like he's backed into a corner now. And what are his options? He's not gonna come out of this and just take being a loser. Like, he's not just gonna fucking eat it. He's gonna find some way to end this conflict and to become the victorious one. There's no way to do that without the destruction of the world. The Tuesday evening deadline is the fourth Trump has imposed on Tehran since launching his war on February 28th, and the second he has set this week alone after blowing past a Monday cutoff he had insisted only days earlier was final. Right. Final. He declared in a furious rant over Easter that he would target civilian infrastructure if Iran did not back down and allow shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, which was like, they had already been striking civilian infrastructure like every single day. What do you mean we're going to start? At that point, they had already blown up a ton of bridges. The first day of the war, America blew up a little girl's elementary school. That's civilian infrastructure. A vital naval trade corridor that transports a fifth of the world's oil supply. And if, like, the more he escalates this, the more he's just pushing the Houthis to close the Al Mandab passage, or strait, or whatever it's called. So, what would be stopping them from closing that down, closing access to the Red Sea, closing access to the oil markets entirely? If you think oil prices are gone, like, you're paying a lot at the pump right now, just wait. Trump wrote on Truth Social, Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran, which would be a fucking disaster. Like I said, I've made multiple videos on it because I just feel like I've been trying to, like, beat the drum about it because that would be a fucking disaster. I don't think people truly understand how catastrophic blowing up a nuclear power plant would be. Like, it's fucking insane. He ordered the regime to open the fucking strait or be living in hell before signing off with praise be to Allah, which is such a fucking, like, he's such an Islamophobic piece of fucking shit. And also, it's like, I've seen a lot of people, like Tucker Carlson is like, oh, well, to be rude to Islam is to be rude to religion, and I'm religious, and this is God's day, blah, blah, blah. Honey, Allah is your God too. That's just the Arabic word for God. I can't stand when white people do this. It's like Sharia law, non bread, chai tea. All those three things are the same thing. Like, it's just the Arabic word. Arabic word for law is Sharia. So saying Sharia law is law. Sorry for the tangent, but, like, Jesus Christ. Allah is just God. Same God me as a Catholic, that I have been praying to my whole life. Same God. Just a different interpretation with a different religious text. That's it. We're all Judaism, Islam, Christianity, we're all Abrahamic faiths. We all pray to the same God. And my point being, like, that is a huge disrespect to our God. Just because he used the Arabic word doesn't mean that it's not our God. Tucker, like, and other Christians, white fucking MAGA Christians, like, it's just a huge fuck you. And his base is hugely Christian, but most of them aren't gonna fucking care because they're hugely Islamophobic. Fucking disgusting. By Monday, the president was insisting at the White House podium that the entire country could be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night. Like, God willing, it's not. As well as suggesting that he is not at all worried those strikes could amount to war crimes. Huh? The war is illegal. The war is illegal and offensive. To begin with, one. And then two, you committed war crimes the first day of the war. The first day you launched the war on war crimes. Brent crude, the global oil market benchmark, has surged roughly 50% over the 5 weeks since the war began, with shipping through the Persian Gulf now thought to be running at roughly 95% below pre-conflict levels. Meanwhile, the average U.S. gallon of gasoline has climbed past $4.11, its highest since 2022. And it's just going to keep on going up. Like, prepare to pay more. Fucking insane. A bunch of people are now calling for the 25th Amendment, and honestly, they should have been called for it. But regardless, they still are. There's a handful of Democrats, well, a couple handfuls. I think it's like, I saw a dozen to 15 Democrats, which is a joke. Every single Democrat should be calling for the 25th Amendment right now. Donald Trump, the President of the United States, just hinted at nuking Iran, a country of 90 million people. And you're not out sounding, like, banging the fucking drum, sounding the alarm, saying, we need to get this motherfucker out of office. 25th Amendment. Hakeem Jeffries couldn't even say 25th Amendment in his post about this fucking, like, what are we doing, you chicken shit motherfucker? Talk about not meeting the moment. Like, hello, Earth the Hakeem. Jesus fuck. Where's Chuck Schumer? Where are they? And I don't like to give them the light of day that often because why are we giving praise to people for coming to the realizations that the rest of the world has had for months, if not years? But Marjorie Taylor Greene has been is now calling for 25th Amendment. I think Alex Jones is. There's a few mega commentariats that are calling for a 25th Amendment. Tucker Carlson came out against Trump yesterday. So there is a split between that faction of mega, but that is pretty much contained to, like, the commentariat and the rogue politician like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massey. MAGA, every single time they're polled, support the war by a huge majority, like disgustingly huge majority. And they support Donald Trump still, like 100%. It's insane. Every single poll. So I wish the mega commentariat was indicative of the actual mega base, but they're not. They're not. They simply are not. It's a death cult, and they're so fucking stupid that they can't even fucking realize that they're going to fucking ruin the world by supporting this man. Okay, so I'll be back tonight with more after the deadline to see what happens. I'll probably wait for an hour and then post, but we shall see. I hope to God he doesn't fucking do anything and he just tacos. Okay, so he tacoed. I don't know what else to say. He threatened to annihilate he said an entire civilization will die if the demands are not met. And 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time rolled around, and guess what? Nada. Actually, I posted my video at like, it was like a couple hours before, and 5 minutes later, I'm not even joking, 5 minutes later, this motherfucker posted on Truth Social that based on conversations with Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif and Field Marshal Asim Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran, and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire. The reason for doing so is that we have already met and exceeded all military objectives. Not true. Well, I mean, when you don't have any objectives, and are very far along with a definitive agreement concerning long-term peace with Iran and peace in the Middle East. We received a 10-point proposal from Iran weeks ago, and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. Almost all of the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. So, I'll get into it. One sec. On behalf of the United States of America as president, and also blah, 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 blah. It's an honor to have this long-term problem closed to a resolution. Something's fishy. Like, I don't trust this motherfucker for anything. Like, I don't trust this motherfucker to tie his shoes. Like, I seriously don't have any faith in this person, especially when he's paired with Benjamin Netanyahu. Like, you also have to quell in Bibi after these 2 weeks, and they have been asking for a ceasefire for a long time, only to regroup, restock their munitions, to go back and then start bombing again. I don't feel like this is like, I don't want to. I want to be optimistic about it, and I really hope that they're not going to do anything. I don't know at this point in time if he actually agrees to the 10-point plan that Iran proposed. He's going to look like a fucking little bitch on a national global stage. Like, America will look like a little fucking bitch, and will have made the world uh, primed for Iran to become a superpower. In this 10-point peace plan, it's proposed that Iran will have control of the Strait of Hormuz and will be able to charge a toll fee of $2 million per ship. Plus, there's talk of reparations within this 10-point peace plan. Like, if he actually agrees to this, which is anathema to everything we know about Donald Trump and how he operates, he will have ended the American empire and created basically on their way to creating a new superpower in Iran. It's insane, and which is why I don't believe it. I don't trust it, and I don't trust him. You should never fucking trust him. He's already a fucking war criminal. He's committed war crimes like every single fucking day of this war. He was already committing war crimes in the Caribbean when he was bombing over 120 fishermen. Like, I mean, it was a war. I mean, there was no war declared, so it was illegal and offensive. But he kidnapped Maduro in the middle of the fucking night, invaded Caracas, bombed Caracas. It's just like we have no reason to trust this man or believe that he is going to actually commit to a ceasefire when they've been asking for a 2-week ceasefire to be able to regroup and restock, like I was talking about. So I don't know. They like the way the Trump administration has been operating has been okay, let's negotiate. Let's come to the table and negotiate. And then once the other side gets to the table, they blow the table up. Just like Israel does all the fucking time. And I just don't something feels off to me. I don't trust it. I didn't think he was going I didn't think he was going to send a nuke tonight because honestly I thought that the markets would be worth more to him than winning a war, and the markets are still open. It's a Tuesday night, Taco Tuesday, but it's still a very real fucking threat, and that doesn't mean that the war will not continue in 2 weeks' time, and is he really gonna fucking take this spanking? Like, do you really think he is? I don't understand. It it is contrary to everything we know about him. That I just don't feel settled yet, and that maybe that's pessimistic, and I hope that it is, and I hope that I'm wrong. But this man threatened to nuke them this morning. That's what it was. Like, let's not beat around the bush. That's what he was hinting at. Nuking Iran. He needs to be 25th Amendment like months ago or impeached, whatever the fuck. There needs to be a coalition of people willing to get this man out of office because he has no business in any leadership position with power over people, let alone the most powerful role in the world. This man has nuclear codes and is willing to threaten a nuclear war on a whim on his failing social media platform. What the fuck are we doing? Just insane. So US and Iran agreed to provisional ceasefire with Tehran, saying it will reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The US and Iran agreed to a 2-week conditional ceasefire on Tuesday evening after a last-minute diplomatic intervention led by Pakistan, canceling an ultimatum from Donald Trump for Iran to surrender or face widespread destruction. And we see how that went. Trump's announcement of the ceasefire agreement came less than 2 hours before the president's self-imposed 8 p.m. Eastern Time deadline to bomb Iran's power plants and bridges in a move that legal scholars, as well as officials from numerous countries and the Pope, had warned could constitute war crimes. It wouldn't. It's not a matter of could. It's literally the definition of war crimes. Mind you, why are we talking about this now like he hasn't already committed a ton of war crimes? The first day of the war, they bombed a fucking elementary school. They've been bombing hospitals, universities, bridges. They're all war crimes. This is an illegal and offensive war to begin with. But by Tuesday evening, Trump announced that a ceasefire agreement had been mediated through Pakistan, whose Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif had requested the 2-week peace plan in order to allow diplomacy to run its course. I mean, what has changed? Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed on the Iranian side. This 10-point peace plan that the Iranians proposed has been proposed. That's not a new proposal that happened today. Nothing has changed. Absolutely nothing. Donald Trump just ramped up the threats, got to a point of threatening to kill an entire civilization. A threat that has never been uttered by a world leader ever, which is just fucking insane. There's no precedent for that in history. I looked it up. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi issued a statement shortly after Trump's announcement saying Iran had agreed to the ceasefire. I actually pulled that up. On behalf of the Islamic Republic of Iran, I express gratitude and appreciation for my dear brothers, he, Prime Minister of Pakistan Sharif, and he, Field Marshal Munir, for their tireless efforts to end the war in the region. In response to the brotherly request of PM Sharif in his tweet, and considering the request by the U.S. for negotiations based on its 15-point proposal, as well as announcement by the President of the United States about acceptance of the general framework of Iran's 10-point proposal as a basis for negotiations, I hereby declare on behalf of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, if attacks against Iran are halted, our powerful armed forces will cease their defensive operations. For a period of 2 weeks, safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz will be possible via coordination with Iran's armed forces and with due consideration of technical limitations. So, the key part of that is for a period of 2 weeks, safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz will be possible via coordination with Iran's armed forces. So, you have to coordinate with them. They are in control, and you have to coordinate with them in order to get safe passage through the strait. So that means they will be in full control. They're not releasing control of the strait. They're just allowing safe passage through in coordination with them. So, it's Trump created this problem and is now trying so badly to fix the problem he created, and is asking for praise now that he has this ceasefire we negotiated about. Motherfucker, you're negotiating things that are a result of the war you started. They did not have control of the strait before the war. Now they do. If he actually accepts this 10-point peace plan from the Iranians, then they will be in control of the Strait of Hormuz, which is the passageway for 20% of the world's oil. 20%, a fifth. Accepting this peace plan is antithetical to what his goals were. And Israel's goals were to make Iran a failed state. This is just going to make them stronger. Losing their 86-year-old Ayatollah, he was ready to die. The old 86-year-old bumbling grandfather who wanted to be a martyr, yeah, they're good. I'm sure they're going to live. They're going to hate America now, but they're going to live. They'll be fine. The regime is still in place. And now they have control of the Strait of Hormuz, 20% of the world's oil. And they are able to put a toll on each ship that passes. Like I said, it's $2 million per ship. The sudden about face will allow Trump to step back as the U.S. war in Iran has dragged on for 5 weeks, with little sign that Tehran is ready to surrender or release its hold on the Strait of Hormuz, a conduit for a fifth of the global energy supply, where traffic has slowed to a trickle. Israel will also agree to a 2-week ceasefire, Axios reported, citing an Israeli official, adding that the ceasefire would enter effect as soon as the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz ceased. So, I mean, that's depending on, that's a pretty big caveat, because how do they define the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz? Because it's not, there's no blockade. They're just bombing every ship that goes by. It's maybe a metaphorical blockade, but so are they saying that they can't have control of it anymore and then they'll agree to the ceasefire? Israel's so fucking hard to understand because there's such bullshitters. Trump had earlier rejected the 10-point plan as not good enough, but the president has set deadlines before and allowed them to pass over the 5 weeks of the conflict. Yet he insisted on Tuesday the ensuing hours would be one of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world, unless something revolutionarily wonderful happened with less radicalized minds in Iran's leadership. Amir Saeed Arivani, Iran's representative at the UN, said that Trump's threats constituted incitement to war crimes and potentially genocide. I agree. What else would it be? He literally threatened to kill an entire civilization if they did not meet his demands. Al Capone is blushing. Like I don't know how to. There is not. This is a mob boss. There is no other way to put it. A dictatorial mob boss, mafioso figure. There's no other way to put it. He's an authoritarian, fascist, Nazi fuck. America is now the Fourth Reich. Regularly threatening, like just casually threatening nuclear war. That's not okay. You can't just move past that. That's not something you can move past that, like, as a nation. You need to remove this motherfucker from office. This is fucking insane. So this is the Iran 10-point peace plan from Midas Touch. So a guarantee that Iran will not be attacked again, a permanent end to the war, not just a ceasefire, an end to Israeli strikes in Lebanon, which good luck with that, because of course Benjamin Netanyahu does not want to stop carpet bombing Lebanon. Lifting all of US sanctions on Iran, which would be a massive win for Iran, and which I'm not against, mind you. Like I'm honestly, I'm not rooting for Iran, but I'm not rooting for America either. I'm not rooting for Israel. I'm not rooting for anybody right now at this point in time. But it would be a huge win for Iran. These are huge concessions that Trump would be making. Iran would reopen the Strait of Hormuz, end to all regional fighting against Iranian allies. Iran would impose a $2 million fee per ship transiting Hormuz Strait. Iran would split these fees with Oman, which is across the strait, and Iran would establish rules for the safe passage through Hormuz, and Iran would use Hormuz fees for reconstruction instead of reparations. So if they're not allowed to control the Strait of Hormuz, they're asking for reparations. And I do they deserve to have the sanctions lifted? Yes. Do I think that they should control the Strait of Hormuz? I don't think anybody should control the Strait of Hormuz. But at this point in time, how can we blame them for trying to recover from being carpet bombed relentlessly for 5 weeks? Half of the fucking government bombed, murdered. How else are they going to recover from this? Unless Donald Trump wants to pay reparations and back charges from fucking cruel sanctions for years. Like I don't know. So this genocidal maniac, this piece of shit. Wow, he looks really bad there. Ew. The ghoul is starting to emanate out of his body even more. God, he is a disgusting freak of nature. Wow. Did nature make this demon? God damn. Lilith popped you out, huh? Anyways. So, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, Nazi-Yahu, supports decision to suspend strikes on Iran, says truce does not include Lebanon. Of course he said that. Of course. Because he is just the worst person on the fucking planet. The most bloodthirsty, maniacal, genocidal freak. Like I don't know how else to put it. This troglodyte is so obsessed with seeing brown people die that he will do everything and anything, risk world's safety Like, he is one of the worst world leaders to have ever existed. As much as I hate Donald Trump, this thing needs to go. He's a war criminal. He's a criminal in fucking Israel, escaping corruption charges. Like, get this motherfucker out of here. This ugly fucking bitch. Jesus Christ. And here's a journalist in Lebanon, literally he posted this after the ceasefire, and you can hear in the background there's bombs and drones, and it's just fucking insane.
Any rumors about a ceasefire that is reached and that includes Lebanon. Until now, there are no confirmation about any ceasefire. Actually, you can hear the sound of the killer drones hovering very low altitudes above Beirut, west of Beirut in specific, and aircrafts also were circling in a very low altitudes before the drones. Only like 1 hour ago.
So as you can see, there's literally like a lot of people are celebrating a ceasefire, and Lebanon is still being carpet bombed relentlessly because of this genocidal, maniacal freak. Like, his evil intentions know no bounds. Like, there's no other way to put it. He is evil. This motherfucker needs to go. It is so fucking frustrating. So now Caroline Leavitt is out here fucking claiming victory. This is a victory for the United States that President Trump and our incredible military made happen. So are we like dusting we're done? We're declaring victory? And is this real? Like, I really don't, like, every time a ceasefire happens with Israel, it's always a you cease, we fire situation. Like Gaza, like Lebanon. I mean, they had a ceasefire with Lebanon, which they never abided by. They had a ceasefire with Gaza that Donald Trump put in place. Still bombing Gaza all the time. They're even doing pogroms in the West Bank now. What are they going to fucking stop? Can we actually trust Benjamin Netanyahu in this situation? Can we actually even trust Trump? I keep on saying it, but like, this would be antithetical to everything we know about Trump and how he operates, how he sees like geopolitics on a global stage. Like, I just have a hard time believing it, and I don't want to have a hard time believing it. I would love for this to be true. I would love for this to be the case, but I just, every time they have a negotiation, they always bomb the negotiations. The people showing up to negotiate, or if there's a ceasefire, Israel breaks the ceasefire, or like, I don't. And they're already fucking breaking the ceasefire technically, because the ceasefire was supposed to include Lebanon, and they are relentlessly fucking bombing them still. Because Benjamin Netanyahu wants to make his Greater Israel project. Jesus fucking Christ. From the very beginning of Operation Epstein Fury, President Trump estimated this would be a 4 to 6 week operation. Thanks to the unbelievable capabilities of our wars. No, he didn't. He said it would like be a few days. Shut the fuck up, Caroline, you fucking lying bitch. Thanks to the unbelievable capabilities of our warriors, we have achieved and exceeded our core military objectives in 38 days. What were the objectives? What were the objectives, Caroline? Quickly. What were the objectives? Jesus. More on that tomorrow morning from Secretary of War and Chairman Kane. Ugh, gross. The success of our military created maximum leverage, allowing President Trump and the team to engage in tough negotiations that have now created an opening for diplomatic solution and long-term peace. Additionally, the President Trump got the Strait of Hormuz reopened. Not quite true. It's still, I mean, it's the Strait of Hormuz was already kind of open in this same way, because you still have to coordinate with Iran to guarantee safe passage and pay them a toll. That was pretty much the situation for every other country except for US and Israel. So you just negotiated a deal where you are allowed to coordinate and pay them their toll. Every other country in the world was able to call up Iran and say, hey, we're not fighting you in this war. Can we get some safe passage? We'll pay the money. That was available the whole time. Multiple countries had actually done that. So what the fuck is this? What are you talking about? Our core military objectives in 38 days. 38 days? Bitch, what military objectives? Which ones? Core military objectives? Which ones? Regime change? Didn't happen. Get the enriched uranium? Didn't happen. I don't know. Create a failed state in Iran? Didn't happen. Get the oil? Didn't happen. All you did was make them stronger. Like, there's no, you made them more radicalized, more apt to be America haters, and stronger, more financially powerful. Art of the deal? Like, what the fuck? Which is why it's so hard for me to believe this, because it makes no fucking sense. And I mean, like, look at all of his past pattern of behavior. We have to take into account the fact that this is not how he normally operates. Yes, it is how he might operate on social media and in the press, but it is not how he would normally operate without getting a quote unquote win. Because this is not a win. This is in nowhere near is a win. But it might be such a shit show that he's just desperate for anything, but I don't. And it's also reliant on Bibi. You also have to rely on Bibi to stop fucking attacking Iran. And now Iran is in control of the fucking Strait of Hormuz. And how much do you want to bet the toll that the Iranians are going to charge is going to be in Chinese yuan? I can almost bet you that it probably will be effectively hurting American hegemony and the status as the world reserve currency, which would in turn hurt the American empire. Like, also, the American empire kind of fucking sucks. Paper tiger, if I've ever fucking seen one. Jesus fucking Christ. This tiny little country, well, it's not a tiny country, but their tiny little military budget, I think it's like $10 billion a year. America spends like $1 trillion. Like, it's insane. And they've been whipping your ass for weeks. Jesus fucking Christ. So here's Chris Murphy, bitch ass motherfucker from the center. Can take the boy out of the center, can't take the center out the boy. He will always just be the most duplicitous motherfucker ever, because he is trying to like ride this populist socialist wave, but he has no real core values that are rooted in any socialist, progressive movements. He is, at his core, a centrist, a liberal. And so he will always falter and fade back into his liberal roots. And it is Duplicitous as fuck. And you need to keep an eye out for it. He's out here saying, uh, he's not telling the truth, but if you accept even part of the Iranian statement, Donald Trump has agreed to give Iran control of the Strait of Hormuz. That is extraordinary and cataclysmic for the world. How so, Chris? How is it cataclysmic for the world? Having to pay a fee on, like, having to pay a toll fee? How will that be cataclysmic for the world? Please allow me to know the knowledge that you have. Fill me in. This simple-minded peon over here. How would it be cataclysmic for the world? I'll wait. Please let me know, because that's some bullshit, motherfucker. You know what would be cataclysmic for the world? Nuclear war. Dropping a nuke. A forever war. What are you trying to do here, Chris? Going on CNN to fucking goad him into a fucking war? Like, what? Are you trying to get him to nuke Iran? Do you want the war to continue? What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you seriously trying to goad the president back into the war after a ceasefire was just announced? What the fuck do you stand for, Chris Murphy? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? I don't believe that Donald Trump is going to stand by this, but that doesn't. I wouldn't fucking go on CNN where Donald Trump might fucking see it and try and goad him into fucking breaking the ceasefire and nuking Iran and going back to war. What the fuck are you talking about? What? And, like, not believing he's going to stand by it is one thing. I'm not saying that standing by it is a bad idea. I'm saying the bad, like the two opposite sides of the spectrum here. I'm saying if we were to go back to war, it'd be very, very bad. And this motherfucker is over here saying we should probably go back to war because it's not fully over yet. And we actually didn't achieve my neocon liberal war hawk desires to destroy Iran because I'm an Islamophobic prick. Fuck you, Chris Murphy. Fuck you. Like, fucking Fight Club my ass. And here's some fucking... oh my god, this is just... oh, music to my ears. Zionists are having a meltdown on Twitter over the ceasefire. God. Eli Afriat, the time has come. Instead of Israel and the U.S. eliminating the regime is bombing Israel. Dear Trump, what did you do all this for? In all caps, Eve Fartlow. The ceasefire is disappointing. The ceasefire is disappointing. Fucking bitch. The ceasefire is disappointing. At the end of the day, the ceasefire is disappointing. Peace is disappointing to Eve Fartlow. Eve Barflow. What a fucking insane... what? The ceasefire is disappointing. At the end of the day, the people of the West, ew, have prioritized their own needs over the liberation of the people of Iran. Oh my god. If you feel that strongly about it, go to Iran. Go protest in Iran. Go figure it out. The solution for the liberation of Iran is not to carpet bomb them for 5 weeks straight, Eve. That's actually the opposite of liberation. The fuck are you talking about? If they want to be liberated, they can liberate themselves. I'm so tired of this American chauvinism. What are you talking? The people of the West have prioritized their own needs over the liberation of people of Iran? No, they prioritize their own needs over the carpet bombing of Iran. The fuck are you talking about? Oh, we carpet bombed you for 5 weeks straight. Thousands of you are dead. Don't you feel so free? Don't you feel so free and liberated? The fuck are you on about? Actual troglodyte level intelligence. We're your parents, siblings. Jesus. I don't have enough fingers to count the amount of people who have ranted at me about gas prices for the past. Girl, that just goes to show who you hang out with. Because I've been ranting about all the lives lost. Do you ever think about that? Or do you not count them as lives lost because they're Muslim? Serious question. Do you view Muslim people as human? Because then you would have absolutely no problem with the ceasefire. It would not be disappointing to you. Fucking freak. Don't know how I feel about this. This makes me sick. A ceasefire makes them sick. Absolutely just insane. That's like there's something wrong with you. Seek therapy, a psychologist maybe. I don't know. Dr. Eli David, what the fuck? Trump just shared Arashi's post that he accepted the regime's 10-point proposal. As a reminder, here is the 10-point proposal. Cool. This of course will be seen as weakness by the entire Middle East. Well, that's true, but that's kind of what I've been saying. Like, he will just look like the weakest little bitch if he actually does this, which is why it leads me to believe that he's not going to abide by it fully, or he's going to break it in some way, or he's just trying to regroup and restock ammunitions. A ceasefire is a very bad idea for the future and of the Iranian people. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. For Israel and the USA and basically the whole civilization. What? What are you talking about? I don't like it at all. This is a weak move and a wrong move. Finish the job. Terminate the regime. Jesus Christ. These people are fucked. I don't give a fuck about the Strait of... I don't give a fuck about your genocidal desires to continue into war. The rest of the world is tired of seeing constant fucking wars. We're tired of seeing genocidal maniacs on the timeline cheerleading genocide. Iran has not conceded anything. I mean, they conceded with the lives of like thousands of civilians, a ton of civilian infrastructure. Like, what has Israel conceded? And what do you mean Iran has not conceded anything? They didn't start this war, this illegal and offensive war, for no reason. The fuck is wrong with these people? Like, I seriously don't understand. It's a brain sickness. I'm so angry, dejected, and heartbroken right now. Fuck. That's his. Mind you, these are all reactions to like a ceasefire instead of a nuke. That is the other option on the table here. Trump instantly went from hero to zero. Oh my god. Are you disappointed with the I am disgusted. A fake ceasefire with terrorists. The irony. The irony. This is the third tweet from this Noah Majid person. Calm down. Like, Jesus Christ. While we are in shelters, missiles over our heads, while millions of Iranians have lost hope. Stop acting as though you fucking care about the Iranians. You don't fucking care. And the only reason that you're in shelters is because your country started this illegal and offensive war. Stop trying to use the fact that you're in bomb shelters as a way to play on people's emotions. Last time I checked, all the polls in Israel support this by a huge margin. One of the biggest majorities I've ever fucking seen. So what the fuck are you talking about? Jesus fucking Christ. What good does a ceasefire do for anyone but Iran? How about... I'm sorry. I think I just had to factory reset. These people are the most exceptional, like, individualist freaks on the fucking planet. What the fuck are you talking about? Large swaths of Asia had to cut down their work weeks because they are preserving fuel. 20% of the world's oil comes through the Strait of Hormuz. 20% of the world's oil. The world! I'm pretty sure it's 90% of Japan's oil comes from the Middle East. Most of Europe has been relying on the Middle East for oil for years now because of the sanctions on Russian oil. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Ceasefire benefits the American troops in the region. You were just complaining about being in bomb shelters. That benefits you to not be in a bomb shelter. The fuck? Like, these people are so beyond mentally ill. It's hogs. To find out about a ceasefire from a missile alert siren classic. May Islam take Europe, the USA, and may this world burn already. Damn, he's insane. He's like, oh, you want to collaborate with Iran on a ceasefire? Well, radical Islam take over Europe and the USA. Jesus Christ. They seriously think it's like this, like one or the other thing. I can actually care about the struggles of Jewish people and Muslim people. I just don't give a fuck about Israelis. Is it just me or does this feel like a defeat? Oh my god. My god. My god. And how personalized they've made this war. Girl. The part that you should personalize is, I don't know, the thousands of civilians that have died. But wait, this is the same population who watched a genocide and cheerleaded it and still supports it. So I'm barking up several wrong trees. Just goes to show how depraved Israeli population is. It's fucking disgusting. It's the way the culture is, and is just absolutely disgusting because they are brainwashed from and programmed from a very young age to think a certain way and to operate in a way that treats Muslim people like dogs. This is a statement from AOC. This statement changes nothing. The president has threatened a genocide against the Iranian people, and it is continuing to leverage that threat. He has launched a massive war of enormous risk and of catastrophic consequence without reason, rationale, nor congressional authorization, which is as clear a violation of the Constitution as any. Each day this goes on, the risk and criminality of these actions escalate for our nation and the world. And like, are we just saying that it's okay for world leaders to just threaten annihilation, like threaten nukes? That's just on the table now? We're just gonna allow that? Moreover, this administration's self-enrichment, insider trading, and pure corruption offers chaos, from cryptocurrencies to predictive trading markets to bribe settlements, and has placed the Trump administration's pursuit of personal wealth squarely against the well-being of our nation and its people. All of these incidents and plenty more have clearly driven our country past the threshold for impeachment or invocation of the 25th Amendment. We cannot risk the world nor the well-being of our nation any longer. None of these considerations should be partisan, but shared in good faith by Americans of all backgrounds who care for the safety and stability of the United States. Whether by his cabinet or Congress, the president must be removed from office. We are playing with the brink. And like, it's not even like a Democrat or Republican thing at this time. If you are a big believer in American hegemony or the American empire, you need to wake up, bitch, because he is burning it to the fucking ground. You have done nothing with this war but made yourself look like a weak paper tiger with a shit military that is antiquated Like, it's, what the fuck? Yes, you need to call for a 25th Amendment. And it, like, I don't understand why we can't have, like, if you can't get 2/3 of Congress and 2/3 of the Senate, why can't we just get 2/3 of the fucking nation? Like, put up to vote. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't understand. Like, you need to get this motherfucker out of here. And if you don't soon enough, it's just going to keep on getting worse. He's going to fucking send ICE to the voting polls in the midterms, and he's going to try and not leave office as hard as he fucking can. He's already done it once. He's already incited a fucking insurrection one time. That should have been enough. He should already be in jail. He made 34 fucking felonies. Like, Jesus fuck. Impeach this motherfucker or get the 25th Amendment, like she said. This is absolutely fucking insane. Are you gonna let America go to hell because of Jabba the Hutt with orange fucking makeup, tits down to his fucking waist, and ankles the size of Texas? Okay, so as I called out when the ceasefire was called, it is bull. And Bibi Netanyahu has no intention of abiding by the ceasefire. And I don't even believe at this point that Trump has any intention of abiding by the ceasefire due to the fact that all of the terms that the Iranians have put forth that he said he agreed to in his own tweet or dumbass fucking Truth Social post, he said he agreed to the terms that the Iranians put forth. Now he is saying that those aren't the terms. CNN is putting out fake news, even though they got the statement straight from the Iranians. Like, he has been saying that it's a different 10-point plan from the one 10-point plan that we already knew about. It's just like, it's shaky as fuck. And then there's also the fact that, like I said, Benjamin Netanyahu has no intention of abiding by the ceasefire. He immediately came out, I think it was like the next day, I think it was like the same night, and he said, we will not be abiding by the ceasefire with Lebanon. US and Iran, we support their ceasefire, but we're not done. And basically, they're going to, Iran is not going to back down on the fact that they want a ceasefire with Lebanon as well. Like, they want it to include Lebanon. Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't want to fucking stop taking parts of southern Lebanon, and he doesn't want to stop killing Muslim people. So he's going to keep on fucking going. Like, and he also has corruption charges in Israel that he has to keep on avoiding. And if ceasefires are called, then he's going to go to fucking jail. Not only that, he's a war criminal. But from the fucking moment it was called, I didn't feel good about this fucking ceasefire. And you can fucking see that I was right to feel that way. Over 300 people died in Lebanon yesterday, and it's just so fucking insane. They have not stopped hitting Lebanon at all. There was no ceasefire for Lebanon at all. Not even a little bit. And so this whole entire ceasefire is predicated on the fact that the Iranians set the terms. And one of the terms was you stop fighting against Lebanon and Hezbollah. If Israel's not going to abide by that, then the ceasefire is going down the fucking trash chute. And you have Benjamin Netanyahu out here making these crazy fucking statements on fucking TV and to the news, and like, Jesus, like, here, I'll just play it for you. There is no ceasefire in Lebanon. We are continuing with full force against Hezbollah, and we will not stop until we restore your security. Our great achievements, both in Iran against the axis of evil, have brought a historic shift in Israel's standing in the region. They have also led to a change in our ties with countries that did not have relations in the past. Following statement from the Lebanese government to open peace negotiations with us, last night I instructed the cabinet to begin direct negotiations with Lebanon to achieve two goals. First, the disarming of Hezbollah. Not going to happen. Second, a historic, sustainable peace agreement between Israel and Lebanon. Israel is stronger than ever. Iran is weaker than ever. Not true. That's the opposite true. I have already bought 4 peace agreements with Arab nations, and I intend to bring more. True peace, peace through strength. The chicken shit motherfucker. The axis of evil? What are you talking about? Both in Iran and against the axis of evil? What do you call... If anybody's the axis of evil, it's you, bitch. Israel and America. What the fuck? Hello? What a fucking creep. Jesus fucking Christ. So, obviously you can see there is, like he said, he literally said there is no ceasefire in Lebanon. And they want the disarming of Hezbollah. They know that that's not going to fucking happen. Why the fuck would Hezbollah disarm? And what right do you have to demand that? You genocidal maniac? He knows that's an untenable demand, and that's why he's making it. So he can keep on fucking firing. Like, why would they disarm at this moment in time when they have been getting hit and you have been taking land for how long now? Months. You had a ceasefire with Lebanon and you were still taking land even before the war started. They just started fighting back when you started launching on Iran. Like, this is so fucking crazy. Like, and Benjamin Netanyahu is calling the shots here. That's how we're running things. Jesus fuck. We did not seek war and we do not want it, Mojtaba Khamenei said on TV, but we will not renounce our legitimate rights under any circumstances. And in this respect, we consider the entire resistant front as a whole, he added in an apparent reference to Lebanon. More than 300 people were killed by Israeli bombing in the 24 hours after the announcement of a ceasefire in the Iran war on Tuesday night. More than 300 people were killed by Israel after the ceasefire. So yes, it was bullshit. From the start, it was bullshit. It was always fucking bullshit. Like, oh my God. Donald Trump can't control his fucking rabid dog, Benjamin Netanyahu. The fuck? Like, oh my God. So we also had this article come out the other day from the New York Times, and it basically goes into all of the meetings in the Situation Room leading up to the war in Iran. And obviously somebody was leaking it. And usually when these things happen, there's like a leak and then everybody else goes to like the reporter to tell them their side of whatever the leaker said and whatever. They try and like gain favor. But it's anyways. This article comes out and it basically shows that Donald Trump was dog-walked by Benjamin Netanyahu into this war, and everybody in Trump's cabinet had absolutely no spine, no fucking balls, could not stand on their principles, could not stand on their morals. All of them said, I defer to you, Mr. President. I trust your instincts. I trust what you feel and what you feel is best. Every single one of them that was asked their opinion, they said, I defer to your opinion. What are you, a pussy bitch? Like, the fucking, like, oh my God. One of the worst decisions of any president ever. And you guys are all just sitting there like, oh, go ahead. I don't know. I think it's a really bad idea, but your opinion is the best. Like, what? He is a maniac. What the fuck? He is a warmonger, a war hawk. And if you try and say that he's not the pro-peace president, the anti-war president, my fucking ass. We had 4 years of his term before. We knew what this man was like. He dropped a Moab. He increased the drone war by over 430%. He had Qasem Soleimani murdered. He allowed Israel to annex the Golan Heights. He moved the embassy to Jerusalem. Like, I can keep on fucking going. What the fuck made you think that this man had any intention of being the pro-peace president? Jesus fucking Christ. U.S. and Israeli officials gathered first in the cabinet room adjacent to the Oval Office. Then Mr. Netanyahu headed downstairs to the main event, a highly classified presentation on Iran for President Trump and his team in the White House Situation Room, which was rarely used for in-person meetings with foreign leaders. That's another part of this. a foreign leader, their intelligence operation, their spy unit, and parts of their somebody working for their military were all in the situation room. That's not normal. Foreign leaders aren't going down to the fucking situation room. The situation room is for the cabinet, the administration, to go discuss. Like, crazy. And how much, like, these are the same people that bug everything. And you took them into the situation room? Okay. Mr. Netanyahu sat on the other side, directly opposite of the president. So Mr. Trump did not sit down at his usual position at the head of the room's mahogany conference table. Instead, the president took a seat on one side. So symbolically, we can take that as Donald Trump is not the head of this meeting. There's two heads of this meeting: Benjamin Netanyahu and Trump. That's who's in charge of the United States, I guess, and the United States military. Because if one person was in charge, they would sit at the head of the table. A bunch of fucking cucks. Jesus fucking Christ. Appearing on the screen behind Prime Minister was David Barnea, the director of Mossad, the Israeli spy unit, Israel's foreign intelligence agency, as well as Israeli military officials. So the IDF officials, the terrorist organization, that they were all down. Israeli spies and terrorists were all down in the situation room. Okay, and a war criminal. So in the first meeting with the Israelis, there was Susie Wiles, Marco Rubio, Pete Kegbreath, General Dan Kane, John Ratcliffe, the CIA director, Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law. Yeah, he doesn't have any title within the administration. He's not within the cabinet. He does not have security clearance. He is not subject to the same regulations and rules that somebody within the cabinet would be, or within the government. He is not a government employee. He is actually nothing. The only title that he has is son-in-law to the president. And he is out doing foreign policy. He's down in the situation room. One of the most secure room in America, where the most the biggest decisions in the country are supposed to be made. Jared Kushner, who failed his security clearance in Trump 1.0. Now, this is so insane. And Steve Witkoff, the former real estate mogul that is now the special envoy to the Middle East, puts his hand over his heart when Putin walks in the room. It's insane. The gathering, other top cabinet secretaries had no idea what was happening. Also absent was the vice president, J.D. Vance. He was in Azerbaijan. That is 100% intentional. They left that bitch ass out. They said, "Oh, we don't go to Azerbaijan. We got a meeting." They really sent him out to pasture so we can plan a war. Oh, get out of here, JD. The adults are talking. Go to the kids' table in Azerbaijan. What? And he was in Hungary again. This is so stupid. Oh, what a bitch. In the Situation Room on February 11th, Mr. Netanyahu made a hard sell, suggesting that Iran was ripe for regime change. Ripe for regime change. What are we, 6 weeks now? Nothing? Still the same regime? And expressing the belief that a joint U.S.-Israeli mission could finally bring an end to the Islamic Republic. The Israelis played for Mr. Trump a brief video that included a montage of potential new leaders who could take over the country if the hardline government fell. Among those featured was Reza Pahlavi. Jesus fucking Christ. Reza Pahlavi has lived in America since he was a boy. That motherfucker has no idea what the people of Iran want or like. He has lived in Washington. He's a Washington-based dissident. The Iranian Revolution was in 1979. That motherfucker has lived in America since 1979. Like, he has no authority in Iran. Mind you, the Iranian Revolution was to overthrow his daddy, the Shah, a repressive dictator who, just because he didn't enforce hijabs, doesn't mean that he wasn't a repressive fucking dictator who allowed people to come in and rape the fucking country, leading to the fucking conditions that caused the Iranian Revolution, which allowed for an Islamist republic to take control. All because, mind you, the Shah was only in place because America performed a coup on Iran, had Mohammad Mossadegh murdered. They assassinated him. And because of that, they put in the Shah. They put in a puppet, and he was in place for years. And then the revolution happened, and it became much more repressive. They said, okay, well, at least our resources aren't getting stolen. At least we aren't going to be fucking poor as fuck. As long as we are able to benefit from the resources, I guess we're going to have to deal with this repressive asshole regime. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. This is what the US does all over the fucking world. And now you're trying to fucking solve a problem that you caused in the first place, and you're only going to make it worse? Jesus fucking Christ. Mr. Netanyahu and his team outlined conditions they portrayed as pointing to near certain victory. What a dumbass. Iran's ballistic missile program could be destroyed in a few weeks. This regime would be so weakened that it could not choke off the Strait of Hormuz. And the likelihood that Iran would land blows against U.S. interests in neighboring countries was assessed as minimal. Besides, Mossad's intelligence indicated that street protests inside Iran would begin again, and with the impetus of Israeli spy agency helping to foment riots and rebellion. So you agree? So you admit it? Oh, right. Thought so. Jesus fucking Christ. This is what we were saying, and I remember being like people saying that we were anti-Semitic for saying that. Jesus of shit. Jesus fucking Christ. They blatantly admit to this all the fuck, like, the things that we just say that they're doing, they call us anti-Semitic for it, and then they blatantly admit that they're doing it. It's so fucking frustrating. An intense bombing campaign could foster the conditions for the Iranian opposition to overthrow the regime. Wrong. 4 wrongs. You're out of here, bitch. Like, what the fuck? The Israelis also raised the prospect of Iranian Kurdish fighters crossing the border from Iraq to open a ground front in the northwest, further stretching the regime's forces and accelerating its collapse. And I raised the prospect of a unicorn flying over the fucking sky after I slid down a rainbow and landed on a pot of fucking gold. What the fuck are you talking about? That's not rooted in any type of reality. What are you talking about? What? Can we have a real conversation here? What kind of fantasy shit is this? What do you think we're doing? Playing Call of Duty? The fuck? Well, Pete Hegseth is playing Call of Duty. That is exactly what he's doing. Jesus fuck. These are not serious fucking people. Are you kidding me? Not a single one of those what was achieved. Quite the opposite, actually. And all Mr. Trump had to say was, sounds good to me. Bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no, the fuck, it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. Like, it actually sounds like a whole bunch of bullshit. It sounds like a lot of lies. Anybody with an IQ that is not double digits would be able to know that. Like, we would all be able to figure that out because of all of the information that you were given to say the opposite. Like, what? U.S. officials assessed the first 2 objectives were achievable with American intelligence and military power. They had assessed that the third and fourth parts of Mr. Netanyahu's pitch, which included the possibility of Kurds mounting a ground invasion of Iran, were detached from reality. So the first 2 parts that they said were achievable were killing the Ayatollah and then crippling Iran's capacity to project power and threaten its neighbors. That is the only thing that Trump was told from all of his top officials. That's the only thing that he was told was achievable. Killing the Ayatollah and crippling Iran's capacity to project power and threaten its neighbors, which was not achievable, did not fucking happen. They've been lighting those bitches up all over the fucking region. So the only thing that they did achieve was killing the Ayatollah. That is why Donald Trump went to war, because he figured, oh, well, I can kill the Ayatollah. We'll get in and out. Motherfucker, are you dumb? Do you really think that they would just let that go? Like, he's so fucking stupid. It's like, I don't even, the historians are going to struggle. They're not even going to be able to put into words how idiotic this man is while being so maniacal and such a fascist, authoritarian, Nazi piece of shit. Like, it's so crazy while also demented. Like, it's so crazy. Okay, I'll leave with this. The deadliest 10 minutes in decades. Lebanese reel from Israeli strikes that killed hundreds. It took Israel only 10 minutes to carry out one of the worst mass killings in Lebanon since the end of the country's civil war in 1990. Beirut residents and officials say civilians were main casualties in an operation that bombed 100 plus targets in 10 minutes. 10 minutes to carry out one of the worst killings in 36 years. This was all after the ceasefire. This is just so fucking insane. Like, these are people's homes. These are not military buildings. These are not military targets, and it's all fucking bullshit. Whatever justification the fucking Israelis have for, what is it, killing over 300 people in 10 minutes is absolutely fucking bullshit. Like, there's no fucking justification for this at all. And I think even the first attack that they did after the ceasefire was on ambulance crew, like paramedics, people literally just trying to help people. Even they are like, it's, I mean, this is all par for the course with the fucking Israelis. Look, it's all the Gaza model. Like, they set the tone for this, and nobody fucking stopped them, and nobody fucking stopped giving them so much fucking money. Like, it's mainly America, Biden, Trump, everybody, like all of Congress, the Senate. It's insane. Like, my God, world's going to hell because of these fucking dorks, like these weirdos, these freaks, Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump, his demented ass in diapers. Jesus fuck. Okay, so Melania Trump has made a statement regarding Jeffrey Epstein. Apparently, she's never heard of the Streisand effect. Nobody was talking about the Epstein files. Literally, nobody was talking about Melania in regards to the Epstein files. Nobody. Nobody was talking about it. We've all been so focused on the war because her husband has been threatening to drop a nuke. And this lady is out here thinking, oh, I need to go make a statement denying my ties to Jeffrey Epstein. I did not have sexual relations with that man. I did not have sexual relations with Jeffrey Epstein. I did not have sexual relations with that man. She stole Bill Clinton's line. Oh my God. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. First it was Michelle, now it's Bill. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oral sex, season 6. Oh, Billiam, you old pervert. Okay, I have yet to watch this full statement, so I figured I'd pull it up and watch it with you guys. I am surprised by this. I was kind of shocked not shocked, but when I first got the notification, I get news, like breaking news notifications on my phone, and when I first got the notification, I was a little perplexed, but I wasn't that thrown off because I kind of figured that she was doing a press junket or something, and one of the reporters asked her specifically about Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine. So I didn't even think about twice about it. And then I click on it and I look into it more, and I realize that she made a statement out of the blue. Mind you, I pulled this up. White House goons blindsided by Melania's Epstein bombshell. Even the president reportedly did not know Melania would be making a bombshell address. Girl, nobody was talking about. You know she fucking hates him. She's like, as soon everybody's like, oh, okay, we can breathe a little bit. There's a ceasefire for 2 weeks. We can like, just like we can weight off of our shoulders for at least for a few days. This lady, the next day, I did not have sexual relations with Epstein. Girl, nobody asked. Like, nobody was talking about you. And that's another thing is I think she just wants some attention. She's pissed. Her movie flopped. It sucked. Nobody watched it. And the people who did watch it pirated it. So she's pissed. She wants her attention. She came out and made her statement. And I've been hearing the like people talk about her behind the scenes. Apparently, the accent is fake. Not completely. Obviously, yeah, she's Slovenian, but she's lived here for 40 years. She met Donald Trump in like 88. It's been forever, bitch. It's been 38 years since you met Donald Trump at least. Like Jesus. So I've heard that she is putting on like making her accent even thicker so that she doesn't have to do a lot of speaking events and stuff and like actually talk to a lot of people. What what a grift. Like just let the music play, I guess. Why did she why did she start off a mile away? She wanted to make an entrance. Okay. Melania.
Good afternoon. The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today.
Right off the jump, like just going straight at it. She, hello. The lies connecting me to the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. Girl, you could a little more introduction. Like, Jesus Christ, salutations, something. Jesus fuck.
The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards.
Who? Who, bitch? Who? Name 'em. Name 'em. Name 'em. I would like to know because, like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Nobody was talking about you. If anything, we were talking about your husband, who was mentioned in the files a million times, bitch. And yes, we had speculations about you, but it's not like accusations. I mean, Michael Wolff, he made a few accusations, and you threatened to sue him. But, well, actually, no, you said you would sue him, and I think he's waiting on that lawsuit. I love to see that discovery process, but and there's a reason she's not because she knows it's true what he said. And what did he say exactly? Jeffrey Epstein fucked Melania before Trump did. That's what he said, right?
Humility and respect. I do not object to
Wait,
their ignorance.
wait.
Are devoid of ethical standards, humility and respect.
Honey, Have you ever had a conversation with your husband? Your husband is devoid of any ethical standards, humility, or respect, bitch. The fuck? You get what you give.
I do not object to their ignorance, but rather I reject their mean-spirited attempts to defame my reputation. I never.
What reputation? You don't have a good reputation with anybody. Girl, what do you mean? To defend my bad reputation. Your reputation is in the gutter, bitch. You're married to a Nazi. Like, what do you mean? You are part of the fascist government. Jesus, Lord Almighty.
Being friends with Epstein. Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time, since overlapping in social circles is common in New York City and Palm Beach.
In Palm Beach. Donald. Jeez. Oh my God.
To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein or his accomplice, Maxwell.
Not true. I mean, we have all seen the photo. The photo is infamous now. Also, you did. Like, you just plainly did, bitch. There are emails with you that you sent in the Epstein files. Your husband's mentioned in the Epstein files a million times, according to Jamie Raskin. So, the fuck you on about, bitch?
My email reply to Maxwell cannot be categorized as anything more than casual correspondence. My polite reply to her email doesn't amount.
Oh, no. First of all, you emailed her. She replied to you. Second of all, I'm Canadian. I know polite. That was not polite. That was intimate, familiar. That was not polite. You said, love Melania. If you were being polite, you would say, yours truly, sincerely, yours. Not love. Bitch, that's intimate and familiar. That's not polite. That's not manners. Maybe best, Melania. Be best. Oh my God. Our fucking stupid ass fucking anti-cyberbullying campaign when her fucking husband is the biggest cyberbully in the fucking world. Like, my God, this woman.
To anything more than a trivial note. I am not Epstein's victim. Epstein did not introduce me to Donald Trump. I met my husband by chance at a New York City party in 1998.
Thrown by
This
Jeffrey
initial
Epstein.
encounter with my husband is documented in a detail in my book, Melania. The first time
Bitch, nobody fucking read that. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Your book? Cool. Another thing that flopped. See, she just wants attention.
I
Oh,
crossed
look at us. We're giving it to her.
paths with Epstein
Who she
was
is.
in the year 2000 at an event Donald and I attended together. At the time, I had never met Epstein and had no knowledge of his criminal undertakings.
I'm sure. How did you get to America, by the way? That's not documented anywhere. How did you get your visa? Your Einstein visa? Which is a special category of visa that was invented for Albert Einstein for providing so much help during World War II in the creation of the atomic bomb. That is what the visa is for. It's for great contributions to the nation. What the fuck did you have to fucking offer? Some ass to a New York businessman that's been bankrupt 6 times? Bitch, who cares? Like,
Numerous
you were not. That's some bull. That's some bullshit. That simply did not happen. You did not get an Einstein visa for your merits. Fuck you, bitch. You are a You're a fucking prostitute. That's what you were. You were bought and paid for. And that's why you're so fucking mad that you're the fucking first lady of the United States for the second fucking time.
fake images and statements about Epstein and me.
What fake images? What fake images? This is what a lot of people are speculating, that she is coming out before something happens. Like she's trying to get out before the story comes out, like get ahead of it. And that it might be true. And there is some evidence that that might be true. And we're going to get into it. But ew, it's just like, girl, nobody was fucking talking about you. Nobody was fucking talking about Epstein. I watched a CoffeeZilla video on the other day on his Voidzilla channel, and he showed like the Google search terms for Epstein and the Epstein files, and they were like way down, and then they shot up right after she makes this statement. It's so crazy. And it like, we have so many people who are saying the Epstein, the war in Iran is just a distraction from the Epstein files. And then this bitch, the day after the ceasefire, she's out there the next day. I did not know Epstein. Me and Donald met by chance. The fuck you did?
Have been calculating on social media for years now.
Girl, shut the fuck up. We all know the first time you had sex with Donald was on the Lolita Express, Jeffrey Epstein's plane. Donald Trump was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein for, God, over a decade. Well over a decade, actually. And they had a breakup in the early 2000s, wasn't it? Girl, that's years. There was like 5 years where you were with Donald. When did they get married? I'll look it up. Melania Trump began dating Donald Trump in September 1998. Okay, I think I got the date wrong earlier. I think I said 88, but it's 98. They met at a party during New York Fashion Week held at the Kit Kat Club, where Donald was introduced to Melania by a mutual friend, Paolo Zampoli. Keep that name in the back of your mind just for a minute. Just till the end of the video. Just until we're done with Melania's statement, okay? Paolo Zampoli. Remember that name. Despite briefly breaking up around January 2000, they rekindled their romance soon after and married in 2005. So, there were years before Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein stopped being friends that you guys were together. And they were best friends, according to Jeffrey Epstein. Girl, like, just like, the math is not mathing, Melania. You dumb bitch.
Be cautious about what you believe. These images and stories are completely false. I'm not a witness or a named witness in connection with any of Epstein's crimes. My name has never appeared in court documents, depositions, victim statements, or FBI interviews surrounding the Epstein matter. I have never had any.
That's not even provable. They haven't even released a majority of the Epstein files. And even so many of the things were redacted.
Any knowledge of Epstein abuse of his victims.
Oh, I'm sure.
I was never involved in any capacity. I was not a participant, was never on Epstein's plane, and never visited his private
Please. Girl, we all know you were on that fucking plane, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
island. I have never been legally accused or convinced of a crime in connection.
Girl, you knew it was convicted. You know how to speak English. Can we, like... I've never been convinced of a crime. I've never... What? That's not...
with Epstein sex trafficking, abuse of minors, and other repulsive behavior.
Girl, nobody accused you of being involved in it. They accused you of being one of the women and being a mail order bride. Anyways.
The false smears about me from mean-spirited and politically motivated individuals and entities looking to...
Who's politically motivated? Michael Wolff? Politically motivated to do what? Like, actually to do what? I don't know. I don't know how to read that motherfucker. He's a shifty. He works two sides of the street. I don't know about him. But, you know, he did good work, I guess.
To cause damage to my good name, to gain financial...
You don't have a good name.
...and climb politically must stop.
Non-applicable. Like, you don't have a good name, Melania. I don't know how else to tell you that. Like, you don't have a good reputation. You don't have a good name. Like,
My attorneys and I have fought these unfounded and baseless lies with success and will continue to maintain my...
No, you haven't. You just threaten people. Threatening people is not fighting these lies with success. Because Michael Wolff is still out there saying all that same shit, bitch. Like, what are you talking about, Melania? What are you talking about? Do you understand that civil suits are in the public domain? And we would know?
My sound reputation without hesitation. To date, several individuals and companies have been legally obligated to publicly apologize and retract their lies about me, such as Daily Beast, James Carville, and HarperCollins UK.
HarperCollins UK. The Daily Beast, HarperCollins UK, and... Wait, so who were the individuals? Wait, I feel like you just moved the goalpost. Didn't she not?
To date, several individuals and companies have been legally obligated to publicly apologize for these unfound and based to gain financially inspirited and politically must stop. Sound reputation without hesitation. To date, several individuals and companies have been legally obligated to publicly apologize and retract their lies about me, such as Daily Beast, James Carville, and HarperCollins
James Carville.
UK.
Girl, who gives a fuck about him? What? Hey, so I just looked at them up.
About me, such as Daily Beast, have been legally obligated.
Legally obligated makes it sound like she has won in court. Does it not? Like, legally obligated? You didn't file any lawsuits, Melania. All you did was send letters from your lawyer demanding, like, that's not legal. That's not a legal obligation. You asked them to do something and they did. And you just threatened to sue. That's not legally obligated. Like, they could have chose to just kept on doing it. And if you had have actually sued them and been that fucking stupid, you would have been open to, I don't know, something called discovery. And your ass would flail like a fish.
Publicly apologize.
Which is exactly why you actually haven't fucking sued anybody. You have not actually filed any lawsuits. People are not legally obligated to. You threatened them like your fucking husband does, like a mob boss.
And retract their lies about me, such as Daily Beast, James Carville, and HarperCollins UK. Now is the time for Congress to act. Epstein...
Isn't HarperCollins a book publisher? Like, Why is she mad at them?
And HarperCollins, UK. Now is the time for Congress to act. Epstein was not alone. Several prominent...
Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Slow down. Savannah, slow down. Congress did act, you fucking cunt. What the fuck are you fucking talking about? It was your fucking husband that is in charge of the fucking DOJ that didn't fucking release all the fucking files. Congress? The fuck are you talking about? Ro Khanna? Thomas Massey? They're in Congress. They signed into effect a bill that Donald Trump's DOJ, Donald Trump being your husband? Donald Trump's DOJ was supposed to release them legally, signed into law. And guess what? They didn't. Because your husband is implicated. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Congress to step in? They did. Robert Garcia in the Oversight Committee? The fuck are you talking about, you evil bitch? What?
Male executives resign from their powerful positions after this matter became widely politicized.
Not Howard Lutnick. He's in the fucking Epstein files. Not your husband. He's in the Epstein files. Like, what? Girl.
Of course, this doesn't amount to guilt, but we still must work openly and transparently to uncover the truth. I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors.
Did I just... Am I in a parallel universe? Everything looks the same. Like, does she not know it was her Jabba the Hutt looking husband that is the reason that they're not fucking released? Why is she playing in our face like this? The fuck? I hate her. What is going on? Why don't you march your skinny bitch ass up to the fucking West Wing and get your motherfucking husband to release them? Oh wait, he can't because he's implicated. He's in the files. What are you talking about, you fucking twat?
Give these victims their opportunity to testify under oath in front of Congress with the power of sworn testimony.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. But at the same time, just call your husband. Girl, you're acting as though like this is so quick. So she's going to be fighting for the release of the Epstein files. Meanwhile, her husband is mentioned in the Epstein files the most after Jeffrey Epstein. And she also has her anti-cyberbullying campaign, and her husband is the worst cyberbully on the planet. Her mind is something special. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Damn.
Each and every woman should have her day to tell her story in public if she wishes, and then her testimony should be permanently entered into the congressional record.
I'm not saying that that's a bad idea, because actually, if they are able to extend the congressional protection from defamation suits. Like, I don't see that as a bad thing, but at the same time, it's not just a legal situation that is the problem. Like, let's not beat around the bush here. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Jean-Luc Brunel most likely did not kill himself. Virginia Giuffre, I have a hard time believing it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a conspiracist, but sometimes it's hard to believe with all of the circumstances at play. So, to act like, to just sit there and just be this fucking patronizing bitch. Like, oh, they need to tell their stories. Oh, they already have 100 fucking times. And even 100 more victims have probably fucking told everybody what the fucking... We all know that the DOJ has the list of co-conspirators. Melania, go fucking tell your husband to release them. Jesus fuck. Like, what are you doing?
Then,
Dan?
only then, we will have the truth.
And Dan?
Thank you.
And then she runs away. Not one single question. Runs away. Please. Jesus Christ. Like, what the fuck? Like, okay. Right. 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 What a weird woman. Like, what a weird woman. Fuck her. Like, fuck her. Fucking bitch. God damn it. The strange case of Melania and the model deported by ICE. The First Lady and Brazilian model Amanda Ngaro socialized together at Mar-a-Lago, but their friendship appears to have soured. So, in this picture is the Brazilian model Amanda Ngaro, Melania, the model's son, Trump, and then that is Paolo Zampoli. Now, I told you earlier to remember that name because he was the one who introduced them. That's the official story. This motherfucker is all up in the Epstein files because of course he is. And guess what his job was? He was a CEO of a modeling agency. Right, right. So this motherfucker, I mean, you can look at the difference between him and his wife, his ex-wife. He met him on Epstein's plane when she was 17, he's saying, and there was girls there that were younger than her. They have now divorced, and he's still close with Trump, so he called up ICE and said, can you go get my bitch and deport her? And they did. So she is talking now, and some people are speculating behind, like, that Melania was told behind the scenes that something is coming out. Like I said earlier, like there's a report coming out or a story coming out, and she's trying to get ahead of it. And so people are speculating that this woman, she has said things like she knows a lot and she was close with like that circle of people, Trump, Melania, Epstein, Ghislaine. So people think that she might be coming out with like a tell-all or something. And who knows what she knows? Like she was with Zampoli for like 19 years, I think. And can't be good at what she knows. I mean, like, you can see them there 2022. And this 4th of July. don't even fucking know. Look how gross these men are, and then look at the pretty women. Like, I hate that, the trophy wife thing. All right, so after splitting from Zampoli after 19 years, during which they had a son together, Ungaro married a Brazilian physician and was living in Aventura, Florida, when she was arrested in June 2025 on fraud-related charges and ultimately deported for overstaying her visa. At the time, she was involved in a custody dispute with Zampoli over their teenage son. According to the New York Times, Zampoli asked if the administration for a favor, requesting that she be placed in ICE detention to help him win custody of his son. This goes to show, like, this is the mother of your child that you were together with for 19 years, and you have her deported because you want full custody of a teenager who can most likely decide for himself what he wants his situation to be. Like, Jesus Christ. All the money in the world cannot solve your problems. Zampoli's name appears a number of times in the Epstein files released by the Department of Justice. He reportedly discussed buying a modeling agency with the disgraced financier who killed himself in 1919, age 66. So he was all up in their circles. He's as you can see by the hundreds of fucking photos of them together, they were pretty close with the Trumps, clearly. Ungaro told O Globo that she had been asked to testify before the House Oversight Committee investigating the Epstein case, although she had not been subpoenaed. The former model also said that she had flown on Epstein's plane as a 17-year-old at the time, and when she was represented by Jean-Luc Brunel, the French owner of a modeling firm and an associate of Epstein who recruited young girls for the late child predator. He's who I was talking about earlier when I was saying I don't believe he killed himself. Like, he was not. Like Epstein, Brunel killed himself in his jail cell while awaiting trial, the exact same way in France. Ungaro remembered the other girls being much younger than she was, and she was 17, a minor. There were around 30 girls on the plane. Oh my God. I found it very strange. They looked more like students than models, very young, beautiful, but not with a model's profile, she told the Brazilian news site. So she's been letting things slip, and who knows what she knows. And not only that, it's not only what she would have known or what she witnessed, but this man had 19 years to tell her some secrets. We've all been with somebody, you tell them pretty much everything, So what has he told her? Because what he knows is probably salacious and criminal as fuck. So who knows what she fucking knows? And I would love to hear it. She needs to do a tell-all ASAP, please. All right, and I'll leave you with this. This is the email in question that was sent to Ghislaine Maxwell. It's just some bullshit. This is the polite email. So crazy. Dear G, how are you? Nice story about Jeffrey Epstein in New York Magazine. You look great on the picture. I know you are very busy flying all over the world. How was Palm Beach? I cannot wait to go down. Give me a call when you are back in New York. Have a great time. Love, Melania. Does that seem just being polite? A polite response? No, because she sent the letter. She sent the email, and then up there you can see this is ostensibly Glenn. Sweet Pea, thanks for your message. Actually, plans changed again, and I am now on my way back to New York. I leave again on Friday, so I still do not think I have time to see you, sadly. I will try and call, though. So, this clearly shows you were very familiar, intimately familiar, you were good friends, and to the point where if she was visiting a city, which she does frequently because Jeffrey Epstein has a brownstone in New York, that you guys would get together and see each other. You're telling me you didn't have a relationship with her? You were just being politely responding? By initiating a conversation? Like, what are you talking about, bitch? That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Like, what am I supposed to... Oh, okay. That's some bullshit. That's some dumb shit, you dumb bitch. you, you should have stolen another Michelle Obama speech or something. Okay, so I had to take a few days off and I was focused on the war in Iran and Trump's threats beforehand. So I did not have a chance to cover this the other day. But now that I do, I want to get to it expeditiously because this story is I just love it so much. It's just so good. Like I can't get enough of this. I will never be able to get enough of this. Christy Noem, puppy killer extraordinaire, Ice Barbie, cosplayer. I will go to the ends of the earth to humiliate that woman. And it's not king shaming Brian if he has a humiliation fetish because, like, he wants to be shamed. So, you know, whatever. And also, she was head of the administration that literally shot Americans in the face. A man was lynched by ICE. Alex Petty was shot in the back. She was ahead at the helm of DHS. She was in charge of ICE. This woman, she went to fucking Saycott and fucking posed, did a fucking photo shoot in front of the fucking people in a fucking torture camp. She's insane. I fuck her. Like, fuck her. Anyways, Chrissy Noem's husband, I'm gonna call him Byron because that's a dumb fucking name. Like, who fucking spells Brian like that? That's stupid. Anyways, only Southern people would do some dumb fucking shit like that. Like, you're not special. Your name's Brian. Anyways, Christy Noem's husband, Big Titty Brian, paid obscene sum to the model he begged to marry him. Read all their lewd messages and his pink thong confession. He's a secret closet crossy. King of the crossies. Okay, let's go. A Barbie doll fetish model has revealed how breast obsessed Byron Noem. Breast obsessed. Okay. Breast obsessed Byron Noem promised to marry her during an online romance, insisting, "You're the one I love." Well, it's definitely not his wife. Nicole Recogno, 47, says she spent years as a secret confidant to the cross-dressing husband of former Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Platinum Blonde claims beside Brian, 56, bankrolled her trophy bimbo lifestyle, funneling her thousands of dollars to splurge on handbags, fillers, and diamond rings. She reciprocated with videos of her colossal 38N bust and smutty chats in which the closeted father of 3 allegedly confessed to wearing a pink thong. How obscene. Racy. So here's Miss Ma'am. Here she is. Let's hear what she has to say.
When I got contact with Brian, he came to me, found me on OnlyFans. It was year 2020. It's because I just got brand new 2000 cc's from 1200 cc's, and that's how he found me. He loved them.
What was that shot? All right. Ooh. Be nice.
That's how we built. It was just really cute and stuff. He came on, he was like, "I would like to pay you $250 for your videos for a month." And I was like, "Well, that sounds really cool." He was like, "I want to be your slave. Call me slave." And I was like, "Okay." That's why his name has been slave for 5.5 years. So I call him Slave Babe. He would say, "Hi, boob god, your boobs are so good. You're so perfect. You're the boss." I never asked him about his family. He told me he had a wife and he was married with kids. I just always wondered, like, why is this guy always so lonely in the basement drinking vodka? So a lot of times he would just text me or whatever, and it was just a texting thing. I don't know what he looked like. There was no sexual talk. He would never talk dirty to me. He never exposed himself. He never took his pants down, nothing. It was just a fun bimbo fantasy girlfriend. There was no
Secret closet Crossy.
kind of like wanting to be a girl or anything. There was one thing. It was only very small. He was like, I'd love to be a bimbo, like me, right? And he just said he liked a pink thong. He would always say, I gotta go away, but I'll be back. Thank you for everything. I need God. God needs to help me and heal me. And I was like, well, you know, okay, honey, I wish you the best. And then he'd pop up again after like a month or two. I think I was Brian's #1 fantasy bimbo. I'm not really sure. There could be so many more. I mean, I only know about 3 girls. I know 3 who we talked to for sure. I think I was pretty special to him.
3?
I don't think he bought other girls rings, red bottoms,
Oh.
purses, filters. I don't know though. There could be more.
Louboutin.
When you complete it, and
Oh,
one day
what
you
the
become
fuck?
dad,
No.
tell them
Get the
about
fuck
it,
out of
they'll be
here.
proud of you and they'll be
What the fuck?
inspired by you.
Who's this? Nobody gives a fuck. Alright. Sorry. That's crazy. Crazy. Alright. Go off, I guess. Brian was addicted to my bombshell Barbie curves and enormous breasts. Dear Lord. Some big old biddies. Ricagno boasted to the Daily Mail in an exclusive tell-all. He gave me whatever I wanted, shoes, handbags, even bigger boobs. He wanted me to be his ultimate bimbo bride. Hey, okay. Blindsided, Christy asked for prayer. Christy asked for prayers. 11 black people got their ass beat by police today, and you want me to pray for your big titty husband? 800,000 people on the street tonight, and you really want me to be praying, spend my time praying for your tig old baby, Brian? And what would that entail? Dear God, please help Byron with his bimbo big titty fetish. Please help Brian. Like, what the fuck am I supposed? Dear God, please help Brian with his gigantic knocker fetish. Like, dear God, please help that secret closet Crossy. If I'm praying to God about Christy Noem, it's that she's going to jail, or that every single dog in America is getting a restraining order from her. What a oh the nipples. Oh, that's like that one boob job. You know that one Whitney Houston boob job, like Tori Spelling. Never mind. Rest in peace, girl. Mega Pinup Christy 54. Mega Pinup, which is crazy because like it adds a whole other layer to Christy Noem's transformation. When you look at soccer mom from South Dakota who was in government before all this mega shit, you will see, like I said, a soccer mom who worked in an office, looked pretty normal, and then all this mega shit. And we could say that it's all because of mega, but also let's big lips, more hair, a more bimbo aesthetic, a Barbie aesthetic. Kind of fits in with Christie's aesthetic and how it's changed over the years. Something to think about. She and Byron messaged as recently as last month when the infatuated insurance mogul wrote, "Would love to marry you." Honey, you're married. What are you gonna do? Some sister wives? Some sister Barbie bimbo wives? Sister Barbie bimbo brides? Big titty, big breasted bimbo. Sorry. This is oh my God. I mean, good for her, I guess. You know, it's a choice, and it's a choice she made. She's sticking by it. So good for her. Good for her. Recogno said her association with Byron dates back to 2020. What, 2020? Goddamn. I just looked at the date like I didn't know what year it was. 2026. It's been 6 years? God damn. When he followed her Plastic Barbie 2000, most people I know with 2000 in their name is because they were born in 2000 like I was. You're 47. Not the point. Not the point. Jason from Chicago. Jason from Chicago? Bitch, who's from Chicago? Wait, you're... Cool. Jason from Chicago. Okay. Paid $250 a month to access her top subscriber VIP content and swap private messages, she claimed. God damn. God damn. Just like go find somebody else. Like what? What? Just to subscribe to her content and swap private messages with her. But then there would be surcharges on everything. Like, good for her, I guess. He was like, I want to be your, I don't like to say that word. So I called him, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm so woke. Oh, it's such a, I just like, I don't like using it as a descriptor of a, like, I would rather use the word enslaved person, but like, sorry, not the point. I would strip out of hot bikinis, lingerie dresses, and then send him the videos. I know that's lingerie. It's funnier. It's funner to say lingerie. He loved them. He'd always say they're hot, they're sexy. As the romance progressed, Jason asked Recogno to be his bimbo girlfriend so they could chat whenever he wanted. She told the Daily Mail. Jesus Christ. The arrangement was he'd get all of my videos for $1,500 every month to help me pay half my rent, she explained. God damn. He would never say no to me. He had to pay for my fillers, my Botox, whenever I was not looking like a hot bimbo. He would give me money. Jesus Christ. Recognos says Jason paid her retainer for years, netting her tens of thousands of dollars. Damn. Good for her, I guess. But also, really, really, Byron, you got 3 children. Jesus Christ. He also supplied bank account details to pay off luxury purchases on her Capital One and American Express credit cards, she said. God damn. These included 2 pairs of Louboutin shoes, a $4,000 Louis Vuitton handbag, 2 pairs of Louboutin shoes, depending on the shoe and where they're bought from. You're looking at, oh my God, it depends. $1,500 for off the rack. Louboutins are fucking expensive. Like, sample sale, you can get them a lot cheaper, but you have to know somebody to know somebody. Those are expensive as fuck. Anyways, 2 pairs. 2 pairs of Louboutin shoes, 4,000 Louis Vuitton handbag, and a $500 Nintendo Switch. She's playing Animal Crossing. She claims he paid a further $2,000 to have her 2,000 cc cubic centimeter breasts, already far larger than surgeons typically recommend, expanded to an outlandish 2,500 cc's. That's an insane amount. If you're unaware, a cc is a milliliter. I believe cc is like a chocolate chip, and then 2 cc's is like a blueberry. 10 cc's is like a ketchup packet. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Wow. That's an insane amount. And then, oh my God, she literally has his name as, okay. She sent him pictures. I didn't hang out, miss you. You want to use my aim? You want to use my credit card? Just boobs, big bubs. Would love to marry you, girl. Oh my God. Pull yourself together, Byron. You're gorgeous. You have all my attention, as you should, bimbo god. Lord Almighty. Miss you. Never met you, by the way. I was his bimbo girlfriend, and then I was his bimbo fiance, Recogno added. He said, hey, bimbo god, go pick out some rings. I know you want a diamond ring. You know what your wife wants? A faithful husband. How about that, you dumb bitch? Let's not act like she's innocent in all of this either. She has her slam piece, Corey Lewandowski, at her home on the Army base in Washington, wherever the fuck she lives. They were just cheap gifts. It was a fantasy, not real. I never used his information without his permission. By June 2025, Recogno had figured out Jason's real identity. The penny dropped when several bimbo models having similar secret chats with Byron revealed that the rancher and the businessman was the spouse of a high-profile politician. She also saw the name Byron Noem on a PayPal account when he paid down her Amex bill. She said, I thought he lived in Chicago. I thought his name was Jason. It was definitely a mind-blowing thing, added Recogno. I warned him. I said, you need to stop talking to those girls. You need to stop sending pictures. Well, that's for sure. Yeah. And there's just all the proof. Dear Lord. Dear Lord. There he is. His full government. Jesus. He'd always say, I gotta go away, but I'll be back. Thank you for everything, but I need God. God needs to help me and heal me. Honey, I don't think he's answering that phone call. He has better things to do. Like, fucking genocide happening in fucking Gaza. And he's like, yeah, I need to help Brian with his big titty fetish. The fuck are we talking about? I need to help Brian not put balloons up his fucking shirt. Or pay for women to enlarge their breast to the size greater than their heads. Like, the fuck? What is the world? Byron's infatuation is laid bare in hundreds of WhatsApp messages Recogno shared with the Daily Mail to support her bombshell claims. They were sent from a cell phone number that matches the one listed for Byron on the website of his noem insurance. Oh my God. They were sent from a cell phone number that matches the one listed for... You couldn't even get like a burner fucking phone? You couldn't... What? You were spending all that money on bitches and... Spend all that money on bitches and boobs and you can't afford a burner phone? What the fuck, dude? Jesus Christ. Recogno was also able to provide PayPal and Apple Pay records showing deposits from an account in the name of Brian Noem. She produced evidence that her credit cards were paid down in 1,500 increments at the beginning of each month from April through November last year. Dear Lord. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh. Anyways. On March 4th, Byron supported his Republican wife by sitting behind her at a congressional hearing, scrutinizing her aggressive immigration enforcement and tactics. And she was also questioned about her affair with Corey Lewandowski when he was like right there. It was lovely watch. But now we know that there's even more fuckery going on in their fucking marriage. And these are all the people, the family values, the godly marriage, the anti-LGBT people. Fuck you. You all got some fucked up shit going on in your lives. So what if I stick my fucking dick up men's asses? What the fuck? You are doing all this. I don't need to put balloons up my shirt to have a good time. The fuck? Anyways, Jesus fucking, a bunch of hypocrites. Cameo backfired when California Democrat asked Christie about her brazen years-long affair with close advisor Corey Lewandowski. Recogno messaged Byron the next day, "Are you okay? I saw you on TV." She didn't receive a reply, but on March 10th, he reached out to abruptly ask if she wanted to make her boobs even larger. "I'm stressed. I really need a hit. Put more saline in your boobs." He's like an addict coming back for more, and it's another person's breast being enlarged. Like, what? What the fuck? In a further flurry of messages, Byron gushed, "I seem to be falling in love with you. I do love you. I fucking want to pay it because you're the one that I love. You are the one I love. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You are the one I love. I would love to marry you." Recogno received a final payment of $1,300 in a PayPal transaction under Byron's real name on March 14th, her records show. March 14th! That wasn't even a month ago! Dear Lord! What the fuck? And the pair last corresponded on March 23rd, less than 2 weeks before the Daily Mail's cross-dressing scoop went viral. What a tagline. Less than 2 weeks before the Daily Mail's cross-dressing scoop went viral. We never get anything like this. I love this. You have no idea how many Republican men are doing this in their spare time. And no, they're not gay. They're straight. And it's more rooted in with like misogyny and humiliation and viewing women as less than, and the most humiliating thing you can be to these hyper misogynistic Republican men is a woman. And so that's where the root is. And like they have a humiliation fetish. And like we're going to watch a video in a second from Kat Black where she explains this very, very fucking well. But just give me 1 second. Recogno, who flaunts her curves across 7 adult creator sites, doesn't expect to hear from him again. No, dear. No, honey. I think you can count on that avenue not being explored anymore. Like, yep. I think that was an astute observation on your part. So this is Kat Black. I love Kat Black. If you don't already follow her, go follow her. Oh my God, she looks hot in that photo, that pin photo on the left. Dear Lord, this is YouTube, girl. Calm down. Okay.
So if you guys are not,
she's going to talk about Byron's noem, Byron Noem's fetish, his big titty, big breasted, big old knocker fetish. Okay, his secret closet crossy. She's gonna break down this secret closet. Sorry, I'm just having fun.
so if you guys are not already following me on Instagram, you should. Instagram is where I've been sharing some of these posts. You can also see some pictures of myself and my boyfriend if you want. And I've been sharing these threads that I write on Threads, and they've been doing pretty well. And so if you are interested in them, go click over on my Instagram. But I will read it to you here because a lot of people seemed to appreciate it.
Also, she did a fuller deep dive on this topic in full. I'm just not for the purpose of this video. We're just gonna go on her smaller form content of it. But go check out her full hour-long deep dive on this entire thing because she's very, very smart and succinct and very, very good with these subjects in general, especially for some audience that might not understand these types of things. I've always had trans women within my life or creators that I follow that are trans or so on and so forth. I've been pretty deep in the queer community my whole life. I came out when I was 12 years old. I'm now turning 26 this year. So I've been within this community for a while. And to those of us who are within the queer community and don't really subscribe to the gender binary and all that bullshit, we understand this because we've had to deal with these men. And a lot of the trans women that I've known in my life and that I've followed have had to deal with these men because it's very fucking common. And most men will only come to queer people with these types of fetishes because they are so scared of like their wives finding out. And some of them do tell their wives, and their wives know are fine with it. But they're for the most part, it's like they like view queer people as an accessible way to achieve this fetish where they are more comfortable with us versus a straight person. And Kat's gonna break it down. Sorry to interrupt her, but here she goes.
All right, I say, of course, Brian Noem is a cross dressing fetishist who patronized undocumented sex workers. Genuinely, one of the least surprising things to me as a transgender woman who spent most of her life around white evangelical Christian men who often privately revealed to me that they cross dressed. What no one is willing to admit is that no one has more of a fetish for gender than cishet people who heavily police gender. Christy Noem.
Oh, that's such a bar. Like, and it's just such a simple statement, but it's so like I said, succinct. Like it's I d- gender means nothing to me. Like it literally means nothing to me. And you're trying to convince me that I'm the freak. And this is what you do in your spare time? Okay. Like as a queer man, I'm attracted to masculine energy, but I'm not like so focused on gender that it's like this repressed. Like what? Like figure yourself out. Jesus.
Being a bigot married to a crossdresser makes a lot of sense to me. When you look at how she's changed over the years and the look that she's cultivated, this all becomes kind of obvious. Many of these MAGA men are closeted crossdressers. For many of these men, the most embarrassing but erotic thing they can be is a woman. In their mind, to be a woman is to be a sex object. To be feminine is to be embarrassing. These men are often transphobic, believing this is also how transgender women feel. Bimbofication is ultimately escapism into an objectified conception.
Sorry to interrupt her, but what she said there was so true with the whole objectification part because the one of the quickest path to dehumanization is through objectification. And I'm not talking about like the like light objectification that we all kind of participate in as a society, but there is true objectification that happens like treating people as if they are sexual objects. And this happens to trans people a lot of the time because people like Byron will put how he feels and how his repressed, fucked up mind feels about gender onto people like Kat when that's not the fucking case. And she has a normal fucking relationship with her gender, and it's so fucking normal. But this motherfucker has to come in and be transphobic because of the way that he feels and how repressed and fucked up he is. It's so fucking frustrating. But Kat is so fucking good. Like she's so good at just putting things simply. Like love it. Okay, sorry.
Of a woman. And this can look many ways, but it is often informed by misogyny and the idea of femininity being a manifestation of lesser intelligence. It's often intentionally harsh. We'll talk about that a bit more later. Brian Noem has a bimbofication fetish, but he also has a humiliation fetish. And that's why he took these photos showing his face and sent it to a person whom he understood could ruin his life. These men often have complex feelings about their station in life, often stressing about how it could all be taken away from them if it's ever revealed that
Do that.
he also has a humiliation fetish, and that's why he took these photos showing his face and sent it to a person whom he understood could ruin his life. These men often have complex feelings about their station in life, often stressing about how it could all be taken away from them if it's ever revealed that they aren't quite playing their role. You can almost count on men who obsess over gender to be into this fetish. As a trans woman, I have known many of these men, but not because they are also transgender, but because when you are one of the few trans women in a predominantly conservative town, these men chase after you. Sometimes they fetishize trans women.
And not only trans women, and she's just speaking from her experience, but it's not just trans women. Even those of us who are more along the lines of like gender nonconforming or even androgynous. There's a lot of androgynous men who are uh, pursued a lot of the time by hetero men. I mean, EJ James just got a lot of attention for saying something along these lines. He said, gay men aren't really attracted to me. And it's because he's giving woman, like, it's giving female, it's giving feminine, it's feminine energy. People are attracted to energy. It doesn't really matter what the person's got in their pants at the end of the day, as long as you're attracted. And so, even if you're androgynous, the people will be hitting you up like this. It's insane.
And to them, it's all gender play. They will shift between personas, with their cross-dress persona being a private one they hide even from the women they speak to online or patronize. Many of these men believe that transgender women or sex workers are going to be more accepting of them than their wives. Sometimes they will hire trans sex workers explicitly to feminize them.
That's another thing is like some of these, like she said, some of these men will hire trans sex workers to literal, like, can you bring your shoes? Can you bring your wig? Can you bring an extra wig? Like, can you bring some makeup? Can you do me up? Can you do me over? Just for, and that's it. And then leave. Like it's, I've heard like the stories, it happens all the time.
Men will hide their secret from their wives, but they will also steal their clothing. They will randomly wear their panties and clothes and even wear those clothes while meeting up with other people, sometimes men. To be clear, not all crossdressers are misogynistic men who view femininity as embarrassing, but I would say that it's a huge portion of them. And for the ones who have a humiliation,
Especially the conservative ones, especially conservative ones. Well, I mean, clearly, like, so many of these men who are into this are outwardly misogynistic in their open life. Like, it's not even like a private thing for people like Byron Noem. Jesus.
fetish, they are terrified and thus excited by the idea of being exposed. There is an entire side of the internet dedicated to this, where these men will post photos of themselves, their full name, and their IDs with the hope that one day they will be exposed.
Not only is there entire side of the internet, we talked about it in my last video about Byron. There are entire conventions to the about the for these cross dressers, for these hetero men who cross dress. There's conventions. So like it's like a private closed convention. You need tickets to enter before you need to buy the tickets beforehand or something. I don't fucking know how it works. But everybody shows up and it's all a bunch of men, and some of them bring their wives, and they're all secret closet crossies and they're cross-dressing in the convention. It's like Comic-Con for crossies. Crossy-Con. Oh.
Sex workers interact with these men constantly, and these men often rely on the idea of these sex workers being ostracized and unsupported. They know that they're going to be doubted when they go to authorities. He chose an undocumented sex worker for a reason. These men frequently leverage their position in society, and what many people do not understand is that this is incredibly common. These men pursued me the most when I was in conservative communities. It's not that liberal men aren't into this, but from what I've seen, living in super conservative OC versus fairly liberal LA, is that quite often there is a correlation between men who hold a very patriarchal conception of masculinity, often fetishizing the idea of being feminized. If not literally, in the context of other men being dominant over them in one way or another. See cuckoldry and BBC fetishism. I doubt Christie was unaware. To be blunt, this is fairly common.
Here, let me see. Wait, I had something to say there. Because what she said was very good. Relation between men who hold a very patriarchal conception of masculinity. I would go in to say that, like, it's the fucking repression of it all. Like, if you are going to repress an entire side of you, which is your feminine side, we all have one. We all have a masculine side. We are not these programmed creatures who are supposed to be this, that, or the third. Like, it's not just because you were born with a dick doesn't mean that you have to do this, that, or anything. So if you are repressing an entire side of your being, you are going to have it pop up in all of these weird fucking ways. Like, you are repressing yourself, and it's coming out in inappropriate situations. Like, if you just allowed yourself to be aligned with your feminine side, you wouldn't have these holdups and these weird fetishes. Like, it's weird, bro. And BBC fetishism is fucking weird. It's so fucking weird. It's so weird. Jesus.
See cuckoldry and BBC fetishism. I doubt Christie was unaware. To be blunt, this is fairly commonplace. Wife discovers husband is a cross-dresser, but only after stumbling upon it. Only after it's a bit too late to say that the feelings and history are irrelevant. They have kids, 34 years of marriage and 3 kids. Her finding a side piece makes a lot of sense. She wanted a real man, and this was probably the agreement that they made so that he can continue seeing the women who are willing to fulfill his fetish, a compromise to stay together. This arrangement isn't uncommon, but it's not commonly discussed in public. Many wives, with reasons to hold on to the marriage and the societal privilege that comes with it, will turn a blind eye to their husband going to sex workers and often feel that that is a better path than them pursuing a romantic connection with another person. What's interesting to me,
That is so true, and it's like it just goes to show how patriarchy creates a situation and then upholds it, because it's through the patriarchy that that woman feels that she needs this man to withhold her status within a conservative community. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so, it's a self-eating snake. It's so fucking stupid.
me about this as a polyamorous trans woman with 3 boyfriends, some of whom share.
I knew she was poly. I don't care about that. 3 men? At least you don't get bored, but like, god damn. Where do you find the time, girl? Like, 3? That is a mental capacity I do not hold. I don't have the mental capacity for 3 friends. Like, I don't. Girl. Good for you. Good for you. But at the same time, what do you have, that little fucking thing from Harry Potter? Ooh. Fuck she who must not be named, but that moldy, sour bitch. Anyways, but you got that little time turner thing, girl? Like, I don't understand. I don't have time to do. What? Sorry, this is so not the point, but 3? Didn't even get 1. Anyways.
What I'm into and some of whom do not, is that these people want to stigmatize me and oppress me. They want for me to experience rejection and oppression because of who I am. It's hard not to clock that as jealousy. He can be into these things and she can have a boyfriend and a husband, but the hate is lucrative socially and politically. These people do not want to be free. Let's talk a bit about that.
It's so fucking insane. Like, and it's so fucking insidious to, like, we as queer people are always gonna, like, we are constantly viewed as these sexual objects. And that's all we're viewed as. Like, to so many conservative people. And so many of us, like, sex is the last thing on our minds half the time. You guys are thinking about gay sex more than we do half the time. It's weird. But, like, we are good enough for you to objectify and fetishize and sexualize, and we're good enough for you to get pleasure from. But the minute it comes to us having rights or your respect, no, that's out of the question.